I just want y'all to know that I have fully submitted to life and to God.
What does that mean?
That means all the shit I thought I knew, Devon, gets dispelled very quickly every single day.
Okay.
So now I'm subtracting my ego away from situations and
Smart man.
my brain IQ. I don't know nothing.
Right.
I'm here to just observe.
Right.
And I found peace in this.
Did you meet her in the church? Did you meet her in church?
Sounds like
Who
it. I was
drove
gonna
you
say
to
the
This
same
is
thing.
like the second or third episode consecutively where he's came in on a God
Blasting
tip.
gospel
Like,
music.
Yeah.
So where did you meet this young lady?
God.
Why don't you go meet God in the pew? I keep telling him it's God, and he keep bringing up a chick.
In the pew?
Yeah.
You know why?
Where
You know what?
sit- where
It's my
people in the
trauma. It's my
congregation
trauma. It's my trauma. I'm not gonna lie to you. It's my trauma, bro.
been to that church?
But like,
Wait, explain.
so my dad,
here
my
you go.
dad, he didn't really grow up in the church
Oh,
as
you're like
much as my
serious?
mom.
Like
No,
it's
it's
actually
real trauma. Like
oh shit.
the church is like tender before
That
tender.
nigga said church is trauma.
For real.
Niggas
Wait,
got their
you heard
fathers.
that?
Well, you do meet
Raya?
your wife in a church. Like a
Niggas
lot
got
of
their
people do
fathers
that.
and want to talk about their fathers.
Nah, bro, they met in the church. Not really, but my dad used the church as like a dating pool.
That's
Everyone does that over 45.
But that's what I'm saying. So that's why every time he talks about God, I'm like, yo, maybe it was somebody who introduced him to God. Lately.
Nah, what
I'ma
do you
get in a lot of
mean?
trouble for that,
See,
too.
see, that's coming off as saying that I wouldn't know God to start.
Sometimes she could show you a different.
Yeah.
You bagging chicks at church?
I'm not opposed to it. I've tried.
I mean, that's a good place to find a good girl.
Yeah,
I
but
think
you're not
so,
supposed
too.
to do that until you over
Quote
40.
unquote.
You want to know the truth though?
You don't do that until you're over 40.
I would love to know the truth.
The truth about the church thing, the church women is, you don't know who's too good. You don't know who's too bad. It's not like an in between. With
Beyonce literally has a song about this.
Oh, see,
Yo, you have touched on such a great place that's
But what
fucking
man-
scary. Cause you know you meet the chick
Scary.
and the chick at church could go either way.
it could go either way. She could be all Bible study,
All of
or
it.
she could be all dick.
Okay.
My fault. My fault.
This is the aggressive shit that we be talking
I was
about.
trying to
My fault.
slowly roll it into like,
Like,
yeah.
you know, the pastor's daughter.
My fault.
You know, the.
They call them.
You don't
The
know the intention of why
reputation.
that person is at church. Like they could go to church because they actually actively like celebrating whatever their faith is, or they could be trying to exercise the inner demons and get it out.
Yeah.
All right, but let's be serious.
He onto
exercise
something.
their inner demons.
Nah, he on to something.
Let's be serious. Church girl or not, everybody got a little freak in them. And we all know this.
That's not true.
You know that is very
Yeah,
true.
bro.
That's not true.
No, that's very true.
I don't think everybody got a little freak in them.
Every
I know.
No, I think everybody does, but not everybody unlocks it.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay,
That's a good
that.
point.
I
That's
think
a
it's.
good
I
point.
think
if you
anybody
think
can be
of a,
nasty,
if
right?
you think of somebody who's like not sexual at all, like a girl, like a goody two shoes,
Right.
I just think she hasn't unlocked it.
That's true too.
Yeah.
And those be the ones.
Facts.
Let me talk to you.
Suppressed it for like
Ooh,
40 years.
You be
and
like,
just-
oh, you never did that? You're like, oh my god, I'm gonna fucking destroy you.
Look at niggas.
Oh my god, it'd be so exciting when you know somebody ain't been dick down or fucking ate right. When you get to have that person, bro, you like, I'm about to build a fucking bridge between me and this person.
and you become like a sex god.
You become something else. Yeah, it's fucking fun.
From what Dev is saying.
Y'all is nasty, y'all niggas, man.
Niggas
When's
be
the last
horny.
time, before we do like introductions
Oh,
of who we
God.
are, when's the last time you learned a new move in the bed?
I thought you were
a good
about to
question.
ask when's the last time you had sex.
Nah, that's so
When's the last
basic.
time I learned- I
don't
learned
care what
a
y'all
Because we
do.
bully Alex about that.
I don't care what y'all have.
Wait,
Like, when's
what's
the last
going on
time you
here?
tried something new? Like that's outside of the norm. Like it was the first time you did something. It was like, whoa, that was amazing.
I haven't updated my creative
Your
play for fucking years.
That's that relationship sex.
That's right.
That's that reliable.
That's right.
If it ain't broke, don't fix
It
it.
ain't broke,
You got
baby.
that Toyota Camry?
I
sex?
got that Toyota
Now you got that Honda.
fucking camera.
bro.
Now it's a
I don't know.
hybrid.
It's
Because, you
hybrid?
know, sometimes it's just on gas. Sometimes it's just like, I ain't got no gas right now. You know?
Sports
But it's
edition.
so-
Yeah. Nah,
I like to have boring sex sometimes. Sometimes boring sex is great. Like sometimes you need boring sex in between the
Why is you
fucking
lying on
amazing
this
one
shit?
because
Wow.
it's the truth.
Nah.
It's the truth.
Like it's not Valentine's Day sex every time.
Yeah.
Like,
It depends.
No, that's a nigga ain't been in. He don't know. He don't know. He don't know what's going on. He don't know. You know. Yeah, you know.
But what's
know what's
bo-
going on.
can we define what boring sex is?
Good old missionary. You know, couple of strokes
missionary.
there.
Oh my God. So
I love
I went
missionary.
to like a slumber party themed birthday party for my girl. No, I have an important point. So I went to.
where's she about to go?
I went to
know.
like a birthday party this past week. It was all girls. It was for my friend Gabby, and we went around was like, oh, just like an icebreaker because we didn't know each other. Like, what's your favorite sex position? And 90% of the women, and they were being honest because it was only women. They said missionary.
Yo,
Yeah.
And we were being honest, like, well, I didn't say that. But,
she
like,
said I ain't say that shit.
Nah.
but like, the truth is, like, like people. It's known as like the boring one, but like
I don't
a
think
lot
it's
of
boring.
women like it. Like
Yeah,
think it's
missionary's
boring.
great.
Yeah.
Like I said, once in a blue, some good old fashioned, good old 1950s missionary sex.
Yeah.
Just be hitting, like it'd be just that when it's just right there. You beat
when
it.
you're in love.
Yeah, that too. I guess the love thing.
When she
He's
got
like,
a pretty
"Oh, I
face.
guess."
When she's pretty.
That too. When she's attractive,
beautiful
it
woman,
hits.
yeah, yeah,
When you
yeah,
like,
yeah.
damn, this she's you
You
nah.
feel
That's a
undeserving of having sex
Yeah.
with this
Yeah.
person.
You ever be
like, oh my god, I'm
fucking
here.
and be like, yo, I got this. Oh my god.
Yo,
And then think about what she's looking at. Like, I look like a drooling dog.
Hey yo,
I look
Yo,
stupid.
I
Just
think about that
salivating.
all the time. Oh my god.
You feel like you're a drooling dog?
No, I'm like, what does it look like from like his perspective? Like I think about that all the time.
You
When you're on top of
probably
him?
look
Yo.
like God to him.
He sees titties and,
no,
you
'cause-
don't
and
understand.
hair.
No.
What
No,
y'all
hold on.
see is a
Imagine.
No.
way
You know when you
different.
accidentally open your phone camera, the front camera? I'm like, oh fuck. I'm like, damn, do I look
That's
like
missionary.
that?
That's a fact. I
nah,
like
nah.
missionary.
Have more confidence in yourself. For the past 60 seconds, I don't like the way y'all was sounding.
What?
I'm ugly when I have sex. That's how y'all was sounding right
You
there.
want to be ugly when you have sex.
Do you?
Why would
I'm
you
not
wanna
trying
be
to
ugly?
I'm
because
trying to stay hard here.
you never like ran really fast, and
You want your
had the
hair
ugly
sweating,
face. Like,
like-
you're actually putting in effort into the sex. I want like a little
Effort.
bit of spit. Yeah.
Effort's not ugly. Whoa, you want?
Whoa, what? You heard that? You caught that last little tinge of spit he said?
Yo, go
You
ahead.
want
What you mean?
spit? You said you want some spit? A
All
lot
right.
of you freak niggas been wanting spit lately. I've been hearing a lot of spit people
Let's talk
lately
about
with
it.
sex.
There's
I don't
nothing
know.
wrong
I
with
really
that.
need it. I'm just
Reggie
saying.
did too. Actually, she wanted them too. Little spit. She like a little
Right.
spit.
I'm offended.
Go ahead. Go ahead.
I was
finish
just
it.
saying when you like when
Shoot
you're
your
doing
mouth.
something physically, and you're like putting a lot of effort in, you make ugly faces.
True.
That's
accidentally.
true. That's
True.
Accidentally, like when you're running down the street, if the police or a dog was chasing you, you're not worried about how your face looks. You just want to get away. You
That's
want to
true.
like mission accomplished.
Okay.
When you're having real good intense sex,
You
I
look
want to
ugly,
look
yeah.
like you just captured a still on a video on my face
That's true.
because I'm putting in that much pain.
That's true.
Put in pain.
Once in the blue.
fair.
Once in the blue. Sometimes I'll tell my girl, I'll be like, I could hurt you. Like I could
What's up
really,
with this nigga?
So
I
I-
can really hurt you.
Yo.
And she be like, why don't you do it? I'm like, because you're just
Why
you're a
did
really nice girl. No, you gotta play with your girl something. Like,
y'all
you're a
got-
really nice girl. I don't want to do
I love that
to you.
Devon's mom listens to this pod and he still be saying shit
I
like
don't
that.
give a fuck.
Y'all got some
fuck.
kinky shit going on.
I'm like,
here.
I
what
could
you said,
hurt you.
Devon?
I could hurt
She
you.
said,
Speaking
why
of-
you don't do it?
Why you don't do that? She said, then why you don't do that? I'm like, you're a nice girl.
Speaking of kinks,
You're a really nice girl.
what's a good for you guys?
But wait, hold up. Before we get into the freaky stuff, let's introduce the pod.
I'm here though.
Because
I was like,
Devon
yeah.
and Pierre, y'all
Yeah,
been ready to
Devon-
shoot.
Niggas testosterone.
Devon
goes to
finally
level
met
to
his
it.
match. Pierre always be throwing out these questions.
Always.
I've been working out my libido high.
Yeah, facts,
What's going on, Needs to Know family? We are back. We heard y'all. We are not breaking up.
We're not.
I saw the rumors.
You
Did
saw-
y'all see it? I think I sent it in the group chat, right?
yeah.
There was
Somebody
somebody
said
who
we-
was like, I am never supporting this podcast again
still
because
love
you
you.
guys are so fucking inconsistent.
That
And I
was-
swear to God, ever since Savon dropped that podcast with the other crew on Will Smith, it's never been the same, man. And I fucking hate you, man.
This is funny because
Fuck
like
you too.
this is funny because no.
The fuck?
It'll be like he'll be like, "Yo,
felt
guys,
that.
do you see what the listeners are saying about us?" And it'll be like one person that tweeted this.
You were
Like,
fun. That you made it. I ain't gonna lie. You brought such joy and laughter to us with that tweet. That tweet was fucking hilarious. I thought that was so funny. I was like, whoa, he's angry.
We still love you.
but I like the passion.
Yeah, I did too. I enjoyed the passion.
They're
It was
invested.
funny. It was funny, but I did laugh. That was my first. I wasn't like, oh my god. Like you made me laugh.
Damn,
That
bro.
was funny. That was a good tweet. Okay,
Damn, bro. Like,
that's all I got.
They gotta circle back though. Come back. Come
No,
listen.
life be happening, bro.
the block.
Yes.
Life be happening.
Weird
But
here.
again, if you're new to the podcast, right, please comment, like, subscribe, all that good stuff. I feel like our Apple podcast comments and ratings, it hasn't been hitting the way it used to hit. So please
Word.
make sure y'all go ahead and do that. Let us know how y'all feel about the content. If you do not want to listen to us, you can let us know that too. Like, I appreciate all
Nah,
of it.
don't tell me.
Nah, you can tell me that.
Just walk away.
Nah.
No, don't.
Why you gotta leave a comment and say I'm done listening to this shit?
Break up with me over text. Please. Let me
Prefer
know.
that as opposed to in
Look,
person.
Look, you just saying shit. You don't believe it. You see niggas, right?
Like
Saying
if-
No,
shit.
do it over text. Yeah.
For real? As opposed to in
Yeah.
person.
No way.
Savon, I don't really though.
He doesn't mean that.
So
No.
would
Still
you rather
thinking
be
about it.
fired in person or over a text?
Over
Well,
text.
fired is different. Like, just send me an email. I don't care. I don't
text.
care about you anymore.
Nah, I
But
gotta.
don't break up with me over text.
If you're not gonna listen to my
Be a man.
podcast anymore, just say it in the comments. Like,
Gotcha.
hey, I'm not gonna do it, and explain why, so
Okay.
other people can be interested.
Okay.
And then actually
Yes.
listen. It's reverse psychology.
I
Go
get
to
that.
do your Googles.
For sure.
Why is that a thing? Why do they feel like it's respectful to fire someone in person?
Because they got like
It's the least.
belongings,
Yeah.
But they got what?
belongings like at their desk. Like,
Nah,
yo,
but
make sure you take your shit. I
There's
don't
some
want to mail it to
jobs.
you.
I can mail
there's
it to
some
you.
jobs that they just.
I could just pack it up and
I
mail
guess
it
the
to you.
sentiment is like I owe you like an official goodbye instead of just slicing
Yeah,
you off
it's a
with
fact.
an email.
We met in person. We got ended in person.
Yeah, but I just paid $25 for this Uber. You should have told me I could have stayed home.
That's on
Fuck
you.
you mean?
You thought you had work
Shouldn't
today.
That's fucked up. Yo, that is fucked. You thought you had work today.
You thought you had work today.
Also, you're taking a $25 Uber every day to work. Like that's your like you got to cost efficient. I don't know.
What if I got a good job?
Nah, no.
What if
Oh,
I make?
true.
What if I'm
listen.
pulling in six
Yeah.
figures?
We know.
That's true,
Listen,
that's not
I
So
was
don't-
about to say 6K.
That's a tough day.
That's
Hey,
a tough life.
hey, if you make over $34,000 a year, you're in the top 1% of the world.
No way.
Yeah,
I
keep
think
doing
There's
that.
no. Oh, of the world,
The
maybe.
world.
Oh.
United
doing it.
States is only 450,000. Your top 1%.
Ooh,
Around there.
450.
Around
Ooh.
500,000.
And I think in New York also the average is 54.
Ooh, keep going. They love when y'all do that math shit. Keep going.
Top 1%.
Yeah,
You're in the top 1%
read
of
up
the
another
world.
stat.
What's the? That was the stat.
I don't know. I just
Top
you got
1%,
stats
like
we
the
can
top
know.
1% that they be talking about.
Yeah.
I think it's like a 500,000.
We
You
not in
bring
the
in like
1% of the world. I'm not going for that.
34,000. You
Nah,
think
in the
that's not
world.
1% of the
In
world?
the world.
Yeah, the entire
The world?
I
Yeah.
don't know.
In
You
the
have
world,
like
yeah,
Asia. You have like
absolutely. Yeah.
Europe. I
Oh
don't
yeah.
know.
In the world, I'm with
Yeah, I
you.
think the rest of the world is.
No, I'm with you.
So what
getting
is
money?
I'm with
what?
you.
No.
Look at Mr. America here.
with you.
I don't know.
This nigga is Captain America, bro. I ain't gonna lie.
Like, cause I don't know. Like, why you caving for America right now?
Oh wow.
I don't know.
That-
I just
that was
told
a
the truth.
Republican.
Yo, niggas can tell the truth, and niggas like, yo, this nigga trying to make America.
But
great
you do
again.
love you.
I don't know.
You do
You
love your
have
country though.
you have Dubai. You have Singapore. You have like saying that we're the top 1%.
I don't think we're in 1%.
30. If
We
you
might be
make over
five.
34%, I said $34,000 a year. I think you're in. Yo, somebody.
I don't think
we need
so.
can you look that up? The top 1% of the world make how much money?
How much money?
I
don't
think
think
it's
so.
around 34,000.
And I hear what Devon is saying. When we think about the world, I mean, you guys named like a bunch of the rich countries.
saying.
We got some
Yeah.
third world countries.
Do you know what's out here?
It's
Yeah.
called developing.
My
Yeah,
fault.
it's
on.
not
You're not supposed to
politically
say that
correct.
shit no more.
No.
I'm from one. That's what I ain't know. Oh, all right.
Something was funny about that.
He could get
Can we
that
fact
off.
check
I could
that
get
out?
that
Real
off.
talk. I want to fact check
We
that.
corrupt over there. I know it.
So all right, this is what it says, right? Thanks, Cam.
Top 1% of the world. How much you got to make to be in the top
Absolutely
1% of the world?
Roughly, right?
Roughly.
U.S. dollars, right? USD.
Yeah.
3.21 million in a year, as of 2020. This is
Bro,
this is Google.
the world is crazy, bro. Like y'all gotta understand what being 1% is in the world. 34,000. We are not that broke as a fucking planet.
Nah.
We are not that. That's bad.
That would be bad. That'd be bad.
1%? No, I'm not going for that.
Oh, yeah, you know
because
what?
that means
I see
I
what
would
you're
be
saying.
like
You're
a
saying the
half
top.
percent. Like, yeah,
I
bro.
was thinking base. I'm
Because
bugging.
think about what the 1% is of the this country is.
Yeah.
Where would they be considered? The 0.2% of the world? Like,
Yeah.
I'm not going for that. And it's over 100 billionaires now.
Yeah,
so
keep
it's
Googling.
No,
It's
it's
gonna
no way,
find
bro.
it.
That's the
87.
0.01.
Yeah, 0.01.
That's 0.01.
Okay.
That's not 1%.
Dev got a point to prove.
That's 0.01.
Let's do
Now
it.
keep going.
Dev was like, nah, I know, because I'm in here. I'm a part of it.
I ain't say that. That's
Period.
crazy.
You
You trying to
That's
represent?
crazy.
You trying to
Is
represent?
a union for that shit? We can get in?
He's the representative.
I'm a rep.
I don't believe it's that high.
For the
But
get money.
We still got an intro.
Keep doing
how
your
y'all
thing.
been? Yeah.
Yeah,
What?
word. Please like, subscribe, comment. Patreon, Need to Know Pod. Hello.
I'm
YouTube.
Savon.
Hey, he's Savon. What's going on? It's your boy A.
We got the 1% over here, Devon Terrell. And as always, we got Reggie in the building. What's good, Reggie?
I'm gonna find out.
Hello, guys.
Hey, what's up?
Let me read this
got
real
it?
quick. It says the EPI data says that the yearly wages of the top 1% rose up to $823,763 in 2020.
Yeah, of the top 1%,
Yeah.
they made more money.
Yeah.
Yeah, if you're already in the 1%, they're saying the
Then you're
1%
in it.
already made more money.
Yeah.
I'm trying to figure out what the top 1% is of the world. Like, what would put
Oh.
you in?
It says 3.2 mil.
That's 0.01%.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah,
not
that's completely
1%. That's
different,
completely
yeah.
different. You're talking about a minuscule amount of people. You understand?
Okay. Yeah,
We're talking about 1%. Go ahead, continue. Sorry.
No, you're good. I just
It's actually interesting.
Nah, it is, for sure.
34,000 a year being 1% of the world just sounds very poor. Like, and I know there's a lot of people who are unfortunate and don't have much.
Yeah.
But like 34,000 a year is like
I
you
mean-
can't
I
live.
mean, that's a
in-
lot in
And that's what I'm saying. In
different
other
countries, yeah.
countries, though, like it could mean way different. In
You're
the
right.
United States,
I don't know. I don't
right?
know what the other countries.
Like I
are.
feel like the inflation has been crazy over the
Yeah.
years.
It's
here.
been nuts. Well, this one thing says this is while it takes about 500,000 per year to enter the top 1% of Americans. It only takes 500,000 to be in the top 1% for Americans. So if you put that in the world, I'm like, my brother, like it's actually not that far fetched to
No,
think.
yeah, like I'm joking tracking this whole time, but honestly, that like I could if that was really true, like I'll be like, yeah, I mean, yeah,
That's
that's true.
interesting.
Because like in like Bali, like a 5-course, 5-star
Right.
meal is like $12.
You feel
Like,
me?
It's different.
Like
yeah,
a Michelin
yes.
Your money
starred-
go further a lot of
Yeah.
other
A
places,
a lot
bro.
further.
Your
Yeah.
Uber is like $1
Yeah.
USD. Like yeah.
I can retire to DR right now, shit, and call it a day.
We don't realize how much we're jaded here.
No disrespect to DR. It's a
so
beautiful
jaded.
place.
Nah, it's true.
No, we're not. It's not that we're jaded. It's just well,
we're jaded.
that okay. Sorry,
We're jaded.
sorry.
We're
We
so
are
jaded.
jaded,
We're so
and
jaded.
I just think that I think as Americans we do have a very warped perception of the world
Absolutely.
as far as what
I mean, because
other
it continues
people
to
have.
change, right? Like $5,000 in '96 is
bread.
not $5,000 now.
Not at all.
We could,
know what I'm saying?
you ever watch a movie and it'd be like a crime movie and they'd be like, yo, they stole $20 million and it's the 1970s. I'll Google like how much was $20 million in the 1970s. Like I'll see what it is, or like a 1920
value of it.
movie. Yeah, $500 is a lot of money.
a lot of
That's
money.
a lot
I
of money.
love Googling shit in the middle of movies.
Me too.
I'd be like, what? How do you spell that?
It's crazy. I was telling the story the other day, and when I was maybe about a decade, 10 years ago, I used to work at a sneaker store, right? Minimum wage was $7.25.
That's
Yeah,
right.
yep,
It
yep.
sounds
Crazy.
insane,
Yeah.
right? It
Right.
sounds
Not
crazy.
really. I feel like that wasn't that long ago. Like my minimum wage at Dunkin' was like $7.
Mine was $5.15.
Oh,
you
shit.
niggas, shit.
I was gonna say they dropped it till about $5 after commission.
Damn.
So it's
Dropped it?
Yeah, I was making minimum wage, and then they said, "Hey, we're gonna give you guys a commission instead." So instead of you working $7
for
out,
tips, kind of
it went
way.
from, it went from
Yeah.
$5.
The tip jar at the
But
front.
that
counter,
sounds
yeah.
like that sounds so criminal
It
because
is.
of where inflation is today.
Yeah.
Like how could that have ever existed? Like how did I live in the same lifetime where the dollar amount has been devalued so much or
Triple,
increased so
double.
much
Crazy.
Yeah.
that
I feel
I
like-
don't even identify with those times?
Yeah, at that
crazy.
time, I feel like we made it work, but like this time, it's way worse.
Oh,
Like,
no,
you
it's faster.
you can't make it work
Yeah.
in this time. Like
It's way faster. How much? What was the cheapest a MetroCard was for you?
I don't know. Remember it being $1 something.
Okay,
I used to,
I remember 75 cent.
when I took
Oh,
the
yeah.
Oh yeah, I don't. I've never.
I remember 75 cent. Like,
But that was in the '60s.
Yo, what's so funny? Yo, don't talk to my man like that.
that really wasn't. I had 2 legs and
Yo, don't,
fucking feet.
don't talk to my man
So,
like that.
I didn't.
bad,
It
bro.
wasn't.
I gotta update my jokes.
Yeah,
I don't
yeah,
like
you
calling
do.
you old.
I remember- oh,
because you
actually-
really look like the youngest nigga here.
Yeah, nah, word.
That's true.
OD.
I remember being $1.50. That was like when it was like I think it was
Yeah.
$1.50
because
like,
the bus was there.
the
that
bus was
too.
$1.50.
Yeah.
I'm bugging. Not 75 cents. I think it was $1.50 is where I remember it
Yeah.
being.
I
Now
remember
it's
my dad.
$2.75.
My dad used to fill up his station wagon, Chevy station wagon, for $20, regular gas,
Fill it
and,
up.
and it was like a 15-gallon tank.
I remember in 2009, $10 would give me half a tank.
Yeah, nah, for sure.
Back in the day, when I was delivering pizza for Domino's Pizza, $10.
Yeah,
I
we done
knew-
did some shit, huh?
Yeah, bro. Bro, that was a
Sweet.
tough gig.
I
You
used
really
to,
from the trenches.
yeah, I
Hell
used to shovel
yeah.
snow.
Huh?
When it snowed, you guys used to go
I
out
still
shoveling
do. What
for
are you
money.
talking about?
Oh my God, where you live? Where you live? Hold
don't.
on.
What?
That's my side hustle.
Big New
Save
York.
on, he's joking.
Reggie.
Bro, you don't
So that,
think I
like-
still get it out the mud, bro? I will
Reggie?
put on my North Face,
No, you don't.
2 gloves, my long johns, some compression shorts, and get busy on my whole neighborhood.
Reggie, we're seeing privilege.
You can hire me for
Now you-
$40
Oh wait, she
right
got a
now.
house too. You grew up in a house?
No, I grew up in an apartment building.
Yeah, I grew up in an apartment building also. So whatever you about to say,
Yeah, because I'm like, wait, y'all
No,
was
no,
getting money with the
no, no.
shoveling?
No,
yeah,
I
a
know.
lot
no,
of
no.
money.
I know people do that. I'm saying, Savon, do you do that now?
Yo, if
was Brooklyn.
global warming wasn't a thing, and we actually got a snowstorm, y'all could book me to shovel your snow in your
You would
driveway.
I'd be
You
dead.
would not come shovel my
nigga, You would
house.
be tired in 10 minutes.
Bro,
Shut your
Nah,
ass up.
honestly,
Book
you,
me.
you
I
would
think
couldn't,
you do a
hire
great
someone to
job.
do
you
it.
couldn't do that.
Actually.
You
Yeah, he
couldn't
would
do
be
a
tired
house
as
by
shit.
yourself. the
Bro,
whole time.
don't listen
Why
to
don't
this
y'all
shit.
believe
You
in
couldn't
me?
scale
I
it.
Like,
believe you, not in this.
I watch you play basketball and I go, oh yeah, he's crazy.
He gonna get tired.
bro,
He gonna get tired.
He gets crazy about shit. So
he
I
get
know.
crazy, but he gonna get cold.
bro, book me.
Fuck out of here.
You know how
This
girls
nigga
have
gonna be
like
I need mittens. Like,
the
fuck it.
OnlyFans link? No, I come prepared.
I love mittens.
I have different gloves. Like I actually just went to Home Depot. I bought 4 pairs of gloves.
That's
At
mad.
the
regular
excessive.
It
gloves?
snowed for it was 2
At the
inches
end of winter,
snow
he bought this. At the end of winter.
because we got a little bit of
Winter.
snow and
For-
I had
Yeah,
to
that
be
was our
prepared.
only snowstorm.
For a
so.
dust of snow.
I hope that's our only snowstorm too.
Please, if you're
wood.
I've
listening to
never
this,
shoveled.
I fly out too. If y'all need me to, like, I'll fly into the storm.
Cap.
I like to fly into the eye
This
of
shit gonna
storm.
melt by then, dummy.
Nah, dead ass, bro.
You don't
You're
think it's
not
gonna melt by
gonna
then,
make
though?
First of all, that flight
By
is
the
gonna
time
be
you get there-
canceled. This nigga's not gonna make it. What the fuck
Bro.
you talking about? He's
I'm
not gonna
gonna
make
get
it.
there. If a nigga book my service for snow shoveling, I deliver.
How
I'm
long
so
is this bit gonna
serious.
go? Cause
I'm like, yo, you trying to get this off, huh? So you
It's
shoveling snow, huh?
real. It's like it's not a bit. It's a real thing. Like
You got
I
a
can't.
snow
No, bro,
blower?
I'm all hands and back.
Oh,
nigga.
you
What
trash.
are you talking about?
Hands
supposed
is
to be-
back.
he's
Well,
supposed to be hands and knees.
Savon does like
Balls on the plate.
fixate on certain things, so shoveling couldn't be your passion.
That's my thing. It's seasonal. Think about it.
Television.
You
I
got a
don't gotta
little-
do this shit all year, bro. I get my money in this season.
like
It's
you
money
just love
season.
doing it.
You like a tax accountant, right?
It's a workout. Like you burn calories.
says
You
back
get
of
to
your
connect
pants.
with the fucking nature. Like that shit is a
Savon
vibe.
got like a little bit of like an ADD issues. Like
I
the
do.
fact that
Nah,
he like
I
I can fixate on this.
Hyper focus. Yeah.
He's a little weird.
You heard what Reggie said though?
Little
she
hyper.
say? What she
It's not
say?
weird to have ADD.
Reggie
For the record,
said-
it's not weird.
Reggie said.
Tim has ADHD.
Tim?
Jonathan
Oh, he
Ross,
does?
Yeah.
Hell yeah, he do.
Okay.
Re-
Anyway,
Reggie,
sorry, what were you
Reggie
saying?
was like, peasants.
What?
I've never shoveled.
I never
She
said
did
that.
say that, and
I've
I tried
never
to get back
shoveled.
to that. She said she never shovels so.
No, it wasn't peasants. It's I'm a lady. Like my dad shovels for me.
What about no
Or my
gender
boyfriend.
roles?
Huh?
I've been smoking girls with this lately. What about no gender
You know
roles?
I was smoking because I say that shit all the time. Fuck gender roles. Shovel my shit.
Except in the past.
I've been smoking.
One of my best memories, not best memories, but I remember like Christmas last year. I was like cozy in the little house, and John was shoveling outside. It was great.
Watch
Wow,
it,
you had some hot
Wow.
cocoa.
It just felt nice.
And some-
I'm not gonna lie. I think women are starting to want a refund on feminism. I've been seeing, bro. I've been seeing a
Oh.
lot of women. I don't know if it's my
You're
algorithm.
going somewhere
I don't know
dangerous.
what's happening, bro.
I like it.
But like,
What's going on in your IG?
I don't know what's going on. But there's been like a resurgence of women saying, "Nah, nigga,
I got
take
it.
my trash out."
You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying?
We're gonna take this podcast to the next
out of
level.
here.
It's coming.
No, I'm so serious.
I know you're
for
serious.
Because for a while, there was some women that were like, you know what? I'm doing this by myself, man.
Like, I think inflation.
What happened? Some of them said that, and I was supporting them.
I believe
All right.
inflation kind of like reverted the whole Miss Independent thing. Like, I don't really think they know what they signed up for. They didn't expect $1 to increase the way that it did for them to have to work this way.
Oh my god,
I can't
this
really
is
blame
so
sis
bad.
though. I can't blame sis.
I'm not mad. Like,
I'm not
re-
mad
like,
at it. Yeah.
And wholeheartedly believe
Yeah.
that there was a movement,
Okay.
right?
Okay.
And now that we're on the other side of
I
that
seen this on
movement,
Twitter, yeah.
where there's been a little bit more like, all right, hey, ladies, we got you here. Y'all fought.
Wait, hold
Y'all
on,
niggas
what?
got them.
He
Like,
said,
hold on,
we,
what-
he,
what
said,
he said?
he said, we got you.
he
here.
what you mean?
Off of
that
our
nigga said?
backs.
No. What I'm saying,
Let 'em
like,
go.
we heard you. Like, we listened. We accommodated. You wanted a more fluid gender role,
That's what
right?
they said?
That's what I believe that
Holy
they
shit,
wanted.
he's stepping into another territory.
I'll tell you what I seen on Twitter, right?
My boy, he's
I've
not
seen
playing.
I've seen some women go, you know what? I need me a man now. Fuck all this. I'm done. I'm done being strong. I've seen that.
I've seen that too.
I've seen it. They was like, you know what? Yo, Devon done us. They was like, you know what? I'm done being strong. I'm
Take
tired.
this cup.
Yo, I seen it on Twitter the other day, and I was like, oh shit.
Nigga said women said, yo, I'm done being
No,
strong.
that's what
like,
they said.
this don't hit the same no more,
That's what
bro.
they said.
This shit don't hit the same.
It don't.
Yo, I went
It
out to the
don't.
club the
And
other
that
day.
shit
I
mean.
thought all the ladies was gonna be like,
Yeah.
ladies, Miss Independent.
That shit don't hit
And this
quiet.
shit came on, they was quiet as hell. I'm like, yo, my nigga Neo ain't here no more. They don't want to be independent no more.
Can
I
I-
don't think. Not
Can
all
I
of them,
clean
bro.
this up a little
Yeah,
bit?
what you say?
Ladies,
Do this still hit?
Huh? I love this song.
I love this song. Nah, man. You know, gender roles. You know, I think the idea of what a woman is to a man, we're talking about heterosexual relationships.
Sure.
For the record, for me, I'm talking about from my experience. I think what the relationship for what a man sees in a woman and what a woman sees in a man has changed a lot, right? And I think that some people are testing these theories that we hear online and that people echo.
Yeah.
And I think some people are seeing that, oh, I actually don't want that. Or actually, you know, it doesn't work for you. Or some things do work, but some things don't.
Don't work,
and I think
yeah.
that's what we're seeing online, to be honest with you. So I'm not saying women's just, they're giving up on being strong. But I think that...
I ain't
think
mean
that-
it like that. Don't do that.
Yeah, I know.
Well,
But
I mean, that's really what you
That's
guys
what
were
they
giving.
said.
Dad said that.
That's what you guys were giving, so.
Oh,
yeah.
no, I didn't mean. I'm just saying what I saw on Twitter.
Yeah, I understand.
Like I saw that word for word. I'm
Yeah.
like, wait, what?
I just think that people are testing these theories.
I just think like women have been oppressed for so long
Yeah.
that, you know, within the last few decades, we were finally able to do, you know, like the whole independent girl boss shit. Like, because
yeah.
we were never given a chance to.
That's true.
And then now it's like,
Hold up.
you know, playing into. Okay, never mind. I'm done.
No,
Playing
I'm
into
sorry.
what?
I need to hear it.
No, go ahead.
I'm over it. I'm over it.
What?
No, I need to hear
It's
it.
not. It's
I
not.
just said,
That's not.
hold up. Go.
to
We're
hear it.
listening.
No, because it's okay what you're. It's okay what I know what you're trying to say.
Uh-huh.
I know that this will get taken out of context because there's no way to have a conversation about anything in the world today. But what I know and what I'm saying, what I'm thinking to myself personally is like, okay, yeah, I see the same sentiments y'all are seeing online and stuff like that. And in the back of my mind, I'm like, yeah, you should have the right to do all of these things, right? Like, absolutely. If you want to do that by yourself, by all means.
Yeah, no.
If you want to do this and do that,
I
sure.
started-
But if you need my help, I would love to help. You understand what
let
I'm
me
saying?
go
I
back to
still
the-
like being a man.
Let me go
in the
back to the
sense
let me go
of
back to the top
what
of
it
this episode.
kind of looks like.
I submit to life
Okay.
and God. I don't know nothing.
Okay.
Whatever anybody want to do is cool with me.
Okay.
I don't know nothing. I'm trying to tell y'all. So y'all should live like this. It'll bring some
I
peace.
do. I don't
Oh
know
yeah, you
I don't know
been on it.
shit.
You would win in an interrogation room. It's a good speech in an interrogation. I don't know nothing.
I submit.
I
The
submit.
only thing I know is life and God.
And God.
That's all I.
I don't know nobody
That's
else.
it. And water.
Can I get
For
a
real.
water?
That's-
Episode title:
That's
Life
all
and God.
Life, God, and water for real.
You should have been in YSL. You would have held
No,
it down.
I ain't going there.
They shoulda
I ain't
had-
going
held
there,
it
Lord.
down.
I ain't
Nah,
going
held it
there.
down.
I ain't
Yeah.
going there.
Yeah.
It's
I don't-
already out.
I don't know nothing. I
We
don't
do
know,
know,
shit.
though. We do know.
You go ahead.
We know. We saw somebody on camera. We do know. I
It's
think
tough
we
out
know.
here.
Reggie, can you finish your thought?
It's a weird place.
I didn't mean to. I
I
didn't
don't
mean
know
to
what
cut
I
you
was
off.
saying.
About women.
Yeah, I don't know what I was saying. I forgot.
Nah, I think she's just like, you know what?
Like, I'm cool.
That's the nicest fuck you I've ever received.
Yeah, because I'm not about to get into it, and then
Yeah.
when like everybody in the room feels the same, you know what I'm saying?
Nah, Reggie.
What you
cook.
mean?
What you mean? Yeah.
ahead, cook.
no.
I don't know what I'm saying.
You sure? Nah, I
I
don't have
forgot.
a stance.
I genuinely like forgot my train
Oh,
of
you just
thought.
forgot your train of
I
thought.
forgot like
Oh.
what sentence I was.
Oh,
like,
okay.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
I don't
yeah,
have
but
a
I don't.
stance. I'm
I mean,
observant.
I, you know, it's a for me when I see everything online and stuff like that. Listen, be the person you want to be. If you would like the help of the opposite sex or whatever you're into as far as partner wise, then I assist that. In my household, let me speak from experience. In my personal household,
Yeah.
there are certain things that people may view a man should do that my girl is really dope at, and there's certain things that
Ooh.
I view my girl that I'm really dope at that I would typically see the quote unquote woman doing, right? Like,
Oh, okay, yeah.
so to me, it's just like I just think that you just find your space where you're comfortable as far as strong suits.
Playing to your strengths.
I play. Me and my girl in my house, we play to our strengths. Like it's not about okay, women do this, guys do this. Like
I
that's
think
not
that's
what
what
we do.
it's about. Because like people, like I feel like it's so easy. People they claim that they don't let social media influence their opinions, but I feel like people don't realize it
Oh, it
because
does.
Yeah,
it'll be like,
absolutely.
hey, like my boyfriend is honestly the one that cooks in the house,
Mm.
and then they'll let like social media be like, you should never like let
let it
you know
affect
what I'm
them,
saying?
they
But
let
I'm
it
just like,
affect
can
them.
you like shut that off for
know
a
what's-
second?
you
And
know
your boyfriend's a better cook than you. Just let
Just
him
let
cook.
it
Like,
rock,
you know
and
what
it's
I'm saying?
okay.
Like,
But she gets scolded, but the girl will get scolded for that. You know how that is? Like
or the man will be like, yo, like you shouldn't be doing this, you should be doing that, and it's annoying. Honestly, I see it so often. Like,
You know,
love
speaking
cooking.
speaking of people's opinions, this kind of leads us kind of where I wanted to go today.
Mhm.
And it's ironic that, you know, what I'm about to say is coming from a group of podcasters.
Uh-oh.
But
Seatbelt on.
I'll definitely yeah, put your seatbelt on for real. For real. But I'll take that as a podcaster. But you know, in my time of reflection, I like to do that each week. And Reggie had just mentioned something about how people can allow social media to affect their opinions and, you know, just what they think, you know, just by themselves. And it this week I was sort of on some like people and their opinions, right?
Okay.
The need to voice an opinion. That's
Okay.
why I know y'all laugh right now. We're on a podcast.
Give it to us how you gave it to us earlier.
How
you
I
said
gave it to
earlier.
y'all? How I gave it to
How
y'all?
you said it earlier.
What I said.
You said we was.
I think this is different because
Yeah.
a podcast is a setting where we just can
Can
literally
do
just
that?
go off about our opinions.
Gotcha.
Like this is our setting to do so. But you're
Gotcha.
saying in like everyday life, like you don't have to walk around
Yeah, I-
fucking saying your opinion about everything. Like
Exactly, and I feel like a lot of people live that way, and I think it is the model to their life. I think they let it affect them subconsciously and consciously. I think they always have the need to want to state their opinion. Now, you know, this is a country of freedom of speech, so I can understand why someone might feel like, you know, they always want to say something.
Of course, fundamentally.
Right, but you know, internally for me, I find so much security and safety in my opinions in my head. Like I tell people all the time, like y'all should wonder the shit I don't say, and I find so much peace and tranquility, and certain people not knowing some of my opinions on things.
Okay.
I just feel like
I hear
people
you.
would have a lot more peace if they had that. Like, yeah, you can make an opinion on something.
Right.
Someone might skew your opinion on something, but For me personally,
That's good though.
I think it's so fire that I could just keep
That's
some
a-
of my opinions in my brain.
Like not everything has to be
And
said.
not everything needs a super reaction for me. I want to know
Yeah.
where y'all was coming from.
You know what I always say? People that are able to admit and say, "Yo, my opinion can be skewed." I think you're an intelligent person because you should be able to be here taking information and then be able to move and shift. Like to me, people that are stuck in their ways, that in a sense of like, bro, when's the last time you heard a conversation or someone said something to you and it really affected you or changed your mind, right? If you haven't had that in a long time, chances are you probably haven't grown as a person much. You know what I mean?
That's a bar.
So for me, it's like I think about how I ingest shit. I like ingesting content that I agree with and disagree with.
Right.
So there's some people that I follow on my Twitter, for instance, that you may go, yo, why do you follow him or her?
I
And I'll be
remember
like,
you.
Same
well, I want to hear
Both
all sides. Like whether I agree or not, I also want to know what the other side thinks on the other side of my opinion. And maybe something within that person that I disagree with, I can't agree with. I'm not a Democrat. I don't identify as a Republican. I'm not an independent. I don't identify with all those things. But there's certain pieces of all of those parties that
That
I
you
do
get, like you
that
get,
I do
yeah.
get.
Absolutely.
But there's some also of those that I just do not agree with at all.
You just changed my life.
See that?
That's fire.
That's what
See
we
that?
need more of,
do
though,
need
right?
more.
Because imagine while you were saying that, I was thinking, imagine a world where you literally just only agree with you and the people that agree with you.
Imagine.
What the fuck is that? It's confirmation
Wow.
bias.
Yeah.
Just virtue
Wow.
signaling. We're just echoing each other. Are we really learning anything? Or we're just like, yo, you agree with me? Like, word, right? Look at those over there. We're not really getting a perspective of, well, do you know why that's like that? Why? You understand what I'm saying?
Right.
It's like,
It's fire.
that's why I feel like, not our parents, but that's why I feel like our older family, let me just say that.
Generation.
Older generation, good man. Let me not put my family on fucking
Generation.
none of my
brother.
family.
We gonna put this. Let's make it broad.
Facts. The older generation, I just feel like the older generation are a lot more stuck in their ways for us. And we look
Yeah.
at them like, yo, because think about who they on the phone with all day.
course.
You know what I mean? They talking to the same people that
And
they
also
fuck with.
lack of exposure, lack of
Right.
education.
Yep.
You
Right.
know what I'm saying? Lack
Right.
of interactions with different cultures. You know,
Right.
I think that's why you living on like some of the coastal cities, you have such an advantage because you get like I'm not Mexican, but if I live in LA, I could go to a restaurant and get Mexican food.
Right.
I could dine. You know what I'm saying? Like
Yeah.
In New York, it's a melting pot.
Yeah.
I have no choice. When I get on that subway,
Right.
it's the United Nations.
True.
like
Nah, for real.
I'm
Yeah.
sitting next
fire,
to
though.
every single ethnicity,
True.
race,
fire.
gender. There's
True.
different
Yeah.
smells,
Right.
all of it, and it's like, oh shit, I'm familiar with or I have the luxury of being familiar with things that I wouldn't if I
Yeah.
was kind of trapped inside my own thing. Like
Yeah.
Yeah,
I learned the term
absolutely.
in college, the filter bubble. Like
Yep.
it never left my head.
Yeah.
I've never heard it outside of a college classroom.
Yeah.
But the filter bubble is literally like your algorithm. And this is before like the algorithm was really, really
thing.
big.
Yeah.
Before it was even big.
Yeah.
But at that time, and that was goddamn, I'm getting old. It was about 2016, 2017. I was in college, and my professor asked everybody to pull out their phones. She was like, "Yo, I want everybody to take your phone or your laptop out, and I want you all to type this phrase."
Oh.
And we all typed in plane tickets to Egypt. Right?
Okay.
All of us, same time, same classroom, same Wi-Fi. Everything was the same. Some of us had different recommendations, different airline
Wow.
recommendations with the same exact verbiage
Yeah.
because our algorithms, one was a little bit more left, some was a little bit more right.
Yeah.
Right.
So they literally chose, if you have more right-wing philosophies or news or consumption, it was a different airline
Yeah.
opposed to somebody who was a little bit more leftist.
Yeah.
Like that's how intricate it is. And when you talk about talking into like an echo chamber, it's that deep to where you don't even realize the products and the services that you use
Yeah.
lean one way or another
True.
based on your algorithm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know what's crazy? Oh,
Who
go
I
ahead.
spin with. No, yeah, I was no, you can go ahead, but I'm saying who you spin with and stuff like that. Yeah, something to
Yeah.
kind of think about sometime. But go ahead. What you gonna say?
Two things, right? For me, that's kind of why I thank God I went to the high school that I went to, New Rochelle High School, because literally melting pot. You had everyone from every demographic, social class.
That's upstate.
Nah, that's New York.
Where is that?
Like,
Yo,
trying
they
to
hate
crack
that.
jokes.
Big
That
West
shit-
Side.
that shit upstate.
I'll tell you
Where's
where it's
West
not.
Side?
They gonna run down
I'll tell
on
you where
Yo,
it's
how
not.
far
I'll
is
tell you
that,
where
bro?
it's not.
It's not in Long Island
They gonna
because
run
what
down.
is
You
that?
good? Hey
Anyway.
yo, De La Soul just dropped this week.
Anyway,
Fix your
let
tone
me
on
get
LI.
the camera off of
Yeah,
you.
text your, but put it back on me.
That's mad control.
That is fire.
Wait, hold
I ain't
on.
gonna lie, yo,
Take the
you
thing
ain't
back
kind of
away.
godly for that.
Hold on.
So I cut
Rakim.
your audio.
Nigga, rock him.
The other thing I was gonna say, my
Flavor Flav.
The other thing I was gonna say.
Out of here.
See,
Long
so
Island, nigga.
I understand how like on the especially with Apple or the phones that we have now, how like sometimes you'll say something and then you'll see it randomly on your phone.
Yeah.
The thing that tripped me out though, especially recently, is so I had a random thought, right? I forgot what it was specifically, but 5 minutes later I see it all over my phone. I'm like, all right, like is there?
They say it doesn't do that.
But
They say like, oh no,
like-
we don't. But
And I never put it
it's
out
too
there.
It definitely does.
coincidence. It's too much of a coincidence.
I'll think about it and see it, right?
Yeah,
I've
crazy.
been there too.
Because I get the, I get the audio part of it. Because now when you say "Hey Siri," she's actively listening, and then,
Right.
or
She's
it's actively,
actively
listening.
listening no matter what you
Yeah.
say, by the
Yeah,
way.
dead ass.
It's not
Yeah.
just when you, it only like responds when
Yeah.
you say, hey Siri.
Yeah.
But your phone is always listening.
How do you feel about your Wi-Fi and Bluetooth automatically comes on all the time? Like remember back in the day, you turn your Wi-Fi on Bluetooth, it would never come on.
Yeah.
But now you hit it, it'll stay off for like 30 seconds, and then it'll come back on. I'll be
That's
like, yo,
true,
what the
yeah.
fuck?
Sometimes when
Stop.
I had my old car, every morning that I stepped into the car, it would automatically turn the Wi-Fi on.
Let me, oh,
I mean, the
the
Bluetooth.
Bluetooth, can I say something to a lot of people? That messed a lot of cheating people up. A lot of y'all that was cheating, that messed a lot. The car Bluetooth connection, that fucked a lot of y'all up.
Apple
The text
CarPlay.
literally shows up on the screen. Like that's even if I wasn't cheating, I don't like that. Like
pain.
I don't know who's texting me. Like I don't know why you guys.
it's crazy.
Every
Like
time
this.
I get a new car, I ask them for the old model.
That's crazy.
You want that shit connected? I don't want no screen.
My confidence different. I'll be like, I'm cool.
That's how I knew my man is trustworthy because he does not give a fuck.
Don't give a
Like,
fuck.
All of his calls, texts go through. He doesn't
Yeah,
care. Like,
ask me
fire.
questions. Listen, ask,
like-
go ahead and ask.
Nah, honestly, don't hit me because when I'm with Shorty, I don't answer you niggas. I act like I'm just in that world with her. So yeah,
Aw.
that's
That's
me.
the only word
Who
exists.
who daughter you sleeping with?
right?
Don't
He's
be on
going
same
a little
boat.
You
bit.
sleeping with somebody daughter?
No, I'm not. I'm dead ass.
He
I ain't
brand new,
mad at
right?
You can tell, nigga, he got a certain
You see,
You know,
once
aura.
people
yeah,
start,
certain
Je ne sais
aura.
quoi.
It's a bravado.
Once
It's a
start-
bravado.
once people start giving it to God, it's everything else, right?
I think
I know you see, right? But you paid attention, right? You be in the church. As soon as they start giving up to God, it's something else.
you dated some Pentecostal chick. You dated somebody. You seen somebody.
Yeah, he love her, right?
You
Look
for
at
you
him.
to,
chilling.
for
I've
you to
never
be
seen Alex
in your
smile.
20s bagging chicks at church, you need to be stopped. You really
There's nothing
need to
wrong
be
with that.
stopped.
Nah, that's a
I
good pool.
I didn't try recently.
He's too young for that.
Maybe I did.
Don't do
young
that.
for
Leave
that.
those
I'm not
church
too young
women
for
to the
that.
men that you know.
That-
you
oh,
know,
that need
nigga.
it?
Yeah.
What? We all
That
need.
need it.
We all need it. You know what I mean?
We all need a God
A
fear, right?
God-fearing
Yeah,
woman.
no, unless you worship, homie downstairs.
Wait, what?
I don't know.
He said-
I don't know where he's
You-
going.
you need
with
a
it. I know what
God-fearing
you're saying.
woman.
I get what you're saying.
Unless
Yeah,
you
yeah, yeah.
worship homie that's
I
downstairs.
understand. You know,
Oh.
I was watching this clip and they had a priest.
Yeah.
I wish I knew the name of this platform, but it was a gay priest and
Okay.
a Satanist,
Okay.
and they had a conversation.
Okay.
And a lot was happening, but the thing that I learned from that in particular Satanist is that it's not that they worship the devil.
I've heard that.
It's that they just don't give a about the upstairs.
Can you
See-
word
see?
that a little cleaner?
No, but that's what they
I'm very uncomfortable with how you worded that.
Bro, I started this probably like I grew up in it like I'm a God-fearing guy.
The
That's-
way you
Upstairs is crazy.
No,
God knows his heart.
yeah, God know my heart.
Does he?
I got a relationship with
kidding, I
God.
don't know.
I got
He'd
a
be like, yo, I
relationship with
gotta
God.
check on this one. Because what you said?
No, but that's what was like. That's basically what was. I was paraphrasing,
God damn, no, okay. Hey, it's you and God.
but that's not my words
gonna
though.
see you.
Do you
God
feel
know I
like
love him. He would have. He brought me in this circle with y'all.
with y'all?
Yeah, all right.
Yeah.
Yeah, all right.
Do you feel like they were having a conversation
playing with God.
with the with the jokes of trying to sway one another, or was it because another thing for the opinion thing that we were talking about is I've realized a lot of people trying to tell their opinion is derived in ego.
Yeah, because like why?
Yeah.
I feel like I used to be such a Twitter bitch. Like I used to sit up in there every day arguing about, oh my God, do you like this album? Do it.
Yeah.
And like now I cannot bring myself to care. Like
you can
I'll,
care less.
I'll like
Yeah.
tweet my opinion, but I don't need people to see or argue with it. Like once in a while I'll tweet it. But like I used to do that shit so much like 3 years ago. And now like I'm like, I don't give a fuck.
You couldn't
like,
catch me arguing with somebody
Yeah,
else. That's
like,
why
I
every time y'all say y'all be tight blocking people.
Like, I don't care if you
think the
agree,
complete
like-
opposite.
But I was
don't
being
think you can-
bullied though.
Huh? You don't like
You
being
ever been bullied
Oh,
online?
okay, I feel you.
You ever been bullied
I don't
online?
play with me online.
I will block
They
you.
don't.
They don't play with me.
The satisfaction I get from blocking you is incredible. I love blocking you.
I know you told
it,
me.
it doesn't hurt me, and it doesn't make me go, I'm just gonna ignore you. No, if I see something stupid by accident, like, whoa, oh, you're done here.
But do you feel like you blocked someone because their opinion was trying to sway you, or they were just
No, they're
annoying?
just being
Ah,
annoying.
They were
Or
just,
they're
you see what I'm
saying-
saying?
Question.
You see what I'm saying?
Let me clarify.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
when I block someone, it's because you're not adding anything of value to my comment section, and I could tell, and it's coming from a place of ignorance and you're being malicious, right? Like I can
You
get
just
that.
don't want that energy on your page.
There we
like,
go.
yeah.
So it's one thing to disagree with me cleanly and not call me a bitch ass nigga in the midst of that, as opposed to saying you a pussy, fuck you, suck my dick. Also, that's not how you use an EQ.
Yeah.
You could. There was a better way to say that. You understand what I'm saying? And
Yeah,
for me,
yeah.
it's like I'm not having a. I would never have a conversation with that person. I have a conversation with someone that sees my content and adds value to it, whether you disagree or not. I'm so open. But when you disrespect me,
Right.
That's when. That's when
It's
when.
like, all right, bye.
Yeah, bye. That's when
I'm
I
not
block.
doing this today, like-
Yeah, don't
Yeah.
disrespect me.
I think so I'm afraid of the internet, right?
Well,
I've given
people,
up. I've
like-
given up on the internet.
Yeah,
I'm
people,
done.
people go
Yeah.
for Savon. Like,
I
they
gave
do.
it's in God's hands now. All
see?
right,
You
my
see?
page is
Full circle moment.
all in God's hands. I want nothing to do with the internet. I actually, Alex, you would be happy and surprised to know I have completely changed my algorithms. It is nothing but Dragon Ball Z,
Hey,
anime,
good.
Where's the proof?
fitness.
Facts.
Hentai.
See that? All you had to do is just click on it and like it a few times, right? All you got
Over
see,
everyone's
see,
head.
it's easy to trick IG. All you gotta tell is IG though, I like sneakers. They gonna be like,
Look.
no more bad bitches for you.
No baddies.
It takes a while to get rid of the baddies. Though.
It's
It takes a
just-
while.
yeah,
Because
it's
they're
a lot
just
of-
everywhere. Like,
Yeah, they're everywhere.
Yeah.
I have a clean algorithm.
I love this for you.
My
bro.
algo is clean too.
Oh man, I love that. For you.
Take it.
Oh,
It's just
man.
the need to knows page.
you can
Sometimes
swipe
if I
it.
fall over there, I'm like, oh,
Yeah, nah.
God damn.
Need to
I'll
know
find out.
page.
Yo, I'll be finding out Chris Brown fought
algorithm
something.
not
I'm like, yo,
bad.
this shit is.
not bad.
It's
oh.
I changed my algorithm, right?
Okay, you got a little Martin Lawrence family picture.
You
okay.
see? That's
fun. Mad
That's
wholesome.
mad random.
That's
but-
beautiful.
I changed my
I love that
algorithm.
for you.
Congrats.
Yeah.
Congrats.
work on changing your algorithms, y'all.
Word.
For real, for real.
For sure.
Be
Thank
the
you.
change you want to see in your algorithm.
Absolutely.
That's so true, right?
Nah, for real.
That's actually a good
like
thing to say.
Because you know what? Maybe you might keep more of your opinions to your. Do you feel like you've been keeping more of your opinions to yourself now that you've changed what you've been fed?
Yeah, I actually had a really, really good,
Or at least what you
interesting
interact with.
tweet.
Right,
But
right.
what
Or
it
what you
is-
interact with, right?
Is like social media is not to socialize anymore.
a
And I'm
show.
gonna actually read you the tweet because it was really on my heart, and this is the last thing. Like it was a few weeks ago when DDG
I knew it
and
would,
Blueface was going crazy, all on my algorithm.
No, and
like,
Ruby Rose.
I don't know who fucking Kai Cenat and all these
Oh, I
streamers
tell
and
you,
all.
yeah.
Like it was just a lot happening.
Don't,
It was
don't
a,
disrespect black streamers.
I just said I
Facts.
don't know him. That's all I said.
my
Did I
fault.
disrespect?
My
I
fault.
don't know
You
him.
right,
I
you
have
right,
no
you right.
interest in his content.
fault, you
I don't
right.
know him. And it's a lot of these streamers, Mr. B, all of them. That's just not for me.
Okay.
But it seems like the algorithm is
Yeah.
pushing
Nah, but we coming
all
off Black History
of
Month.
their
It's episode.
content in my face.
Don't
Yeah,
talk about
Kai
Mr.
Cenat's
Beast.
killing it.
Yeah, don't talk about
Yo,
Mr. Beast coming off
shout
Black
out
History.
to him.
He's the top
It's just, you know what
Twitch
it
streamer
is.
of all time right
It's,
now.
I don't look for it, but
Yeah.
it's in my
in your
face.
face.
Yeah, it's in my face. I don't. Yeah, I hear
I'm
you.
being
You're right.
forced to eat this.
The the entities that we've been digesting have taken on those types of things
Yeah.
to post now,
Yeah.
so it's in our face. Absolutely.
But
I see what you're
also,
So, real quick, this was the tweet. I hate this era of streamers being highlighted and glorified, non chronological tweets. I hate this algorithm shit because apps are no longer for socializing, but manipulating thought and information. That's how I feel about apps right now.
doing. Love that.
It's just a manipulation tool, I feel like, because when's the last time you actually was social on these apps? Like, when have you networked outside of your current network?
It's like the discourse has to be banter now. And that's kind of what I came down to this like opinion thing. Like everybody feels as if they have to get their opinion off because you don't agree with what I'm agreeing with. So I have to now sometimes be very nasty. Sometimes say things I don't believe, and most importantly, be very performative a lot of the time,
Yeah.
just to get you to understand
Okay.
my opinion. And it's like, fam, you should find peace.
like, you got to dress it up differently than
Yeah.
like,
Yeah.
I don't need to express my opinion on every subject.
yeah.
Like
I
just
tweet
don't.
and delete so
Personally.
often. I like I'll tweet something
I
because
love
it's on my
tweeting and
heart,
deleting.
and then it's gone. But I don't even tweet and delete like the cool way. Like I don't even leave it up for 30 seconds.
It's a cool
like
way?
I would legit
Post.
Yeah, you know how somebody will post something and be like, oh, I might felt cute, might delete later.
Oh.
That's
one
my
of those,
favorite
like, I
fucking
don't
quote
do
on
any-
the- on the
like,
internet.
instant, I want it gone. I'm like, yo, I'm such a fucking loser. Like, I don't care. Who else would care? And now I get morbid. I'm not even gonna lie, bro.
Really?
All these people passing away. Is this the last tweet that I want on my page?
Why are you so serious?
Why does your mind go there?
Why
Like,
is it
bro,
being
I
so
don't
serious,
know
yo?
why I'm like this.
Why are you like this?
But that's how deep this
Nah.
shit is
He's
to me.
forward thinking.
Because, bro, I hate one of the things that like really brings my mood down is we're growing. We're growing with technology.
Yeah.
And I always talk about it like, God forbid, knock on all this, if an untimely demise happened, like, I don't want my digital footprint to be there. I see it all the time. Somebody had passed away. There was a kid. He I wish I had his name, but he was a chef. He was popular, and I seen a lot of people that I follow retweet his work. Like, rest in peace. This guy was so dope. He was awesome. He was amazing. He's young. I clicked on his page, right, and he followed me. I didn't know this guy, but he followed, like, you know what I'm saying? He was familiar with me, and so many people revered him and his work, and I saw all of his tweets, and I'm like, yo, this kid is no longer here, but he's still, like, but he's here. You get what I'm saying? It was just one of those moments for me, and so now I'm so strategic with even how my page, like, again, I walk out this fucking building and lightning comes or whatever the case may be, right?
Okay.
You're going to go on my page and you're going to see Need to Know. You're going to see Reggie, see Devon. You're going to see Alex. You're going to see what I want to be represented as, not what I felt last night while I was watching the basketball game.
Do you think that in that sentiment of how you're approaching your life, do you think that you're living to die?
I was
you're
literally
living,
about to say
I feel like you're living, you're just preparing for
But
death.
that's just on social media.
Okay.
That's not how I live my life. That's
that
just,
would be
That's
exhausting.
just the
that's
energy
what
that I'm
looking
putting
at you.
out.
I'm so,
into
it's so contradictive of what I know you of. As far as that's concerned, like as far as your personality is, in my head, it's just like, yeah, you did silly shit. You said really great shit. You've hit these milestones. It's like I feel like you're the type of person that's like, yeah,
Like,
I'm
fuck
me
it.
and
Yeah.
unapologetically. Yeah, that was who I was. I did dumb shit. I did jokes. But you're like, I want it all gone.
But, you know, because people will take those snapshots of a tweet or a post and try to encapsulate you as a being. And it's like, that's just how I felt a few days ago. That's not who I am. Is you know what I'm saying? Like, that's not a part of the quote unquote legacy. I think the work, the way you make people feel, and I know this sounds like super cliche, but it's like my interaction with you in real life or maybe in a DM, that's how I want you to remember me. Not because I felt the way over losing some money on a bet on FanDuel, and now I'm pissed off and I'm angry, and my last tweet is, oh, fuck you, motherfuckers, I need my money.
but
Fuck
is
you,
that-
Larry
okay.
Nance.
Fuck you,
But
Larry.
it's
Larry
like
Nance, by the way.
if
I'm
a
just- you're the
FanDuel
first
tweet
person.
was your last tweet, like, why does that matter? Like, the people that like take your tweets out of context, but like if you pass, like their opinions, like it doesn't matter. Like, we're gonna remember you the
Of
real
course.
you. So then I feel like, why is your presence on social media like that? Why does it weigh like so much? Like,
I
if
think
someone digs up an old tweet, like, okay, like who cares? Like, we know the real Savon.
Yeah,
Like, you know?
I think I know what you mean because I kind of subscribe to it a little bit. Like, so everybody that knows Savon knows Savon, but people who don't know him don't know him.
Right.
So the
So the
people who
first thing
don't
they
know him, yeah, they
It's
could
a
try
tweet
to
or something.
create
they
a
see.
narrative based off of what they see. I think.
And then their
Okay.
judgment of you, though, like let's say they see a wild ass tweet, like if they form that opinion of you, like, does that matter to you? Like, do you care what
I mean,
they
I'll
think
be
about you?
dead, so nothing matter at that
Exactly,
point.
but that's what I'm saying. Like, it doesn't matter.
But I
Like,
think,
about
you
that
know,
a lot.
I think it goes back into just the footprint of how you want to, quote unquote, be seen, be remembered. Like,
Your legacy.
yeah, in a sense. And then, you know, I'm always going back to forward thinking. Like, we don't see the most powerful or successful people move in a certain manner. So I'll give you a story. I had went out a while ago. And the place that I went to, it was nice. It was a nice spot. It was in Brooklyn. I was with some people that I was real cool with, comfortable with, whatever. And I go into the spot, and they didn't pat me down. They didn't check me. I just walked in. I paid my fee. I walked in. It was crowded. It was packed. It was like a Saturday night in Brooklyn. Everybody's drinking. There's good music. It's really amazing vibes. Even the neighborhood in Brooklyn was fairly safe. Like, I didn't get that energy.
Right.
Said
But-
fairly safe.
You know the
And-
vibes. You know what the
Yeah.
fuck going on.
In my opinion, you know, I was just I was anxious the entire night. In a group that I was with, they was like, yo, what's going on, man? Like, enjoy yourself. Like, here's a drink. They was buying me drinks. They was doing everything to kind of accommodate me to make me feel at ease.
Okay.
And so I stepped out of the spot that night, and I was just standing outside. I was on my phone. It was like 2 a.m. Normally, I'll call somebody. I couldn't even call anybody. Everybody was asleep. So I'm just sitting outside while everybody else is inside enjoying themselves. So somebody came out, and they was like, yo, come back into the spot. Like, we having a real good time. We got our own little section in here. Like, pop out. I'm like, bro, I don't feel comfortable. They're like, what are you talking about? I said, you could never get anybody of importance to walk in this type of establishment. Not because it was a bad establishment,
Damn. He
but
said, he said,
Why had to be going there?
because
Damn.
there's probably a minimum of 100 people. Right, a minimum of 100 people partying. There's no exits. There's
Like
only one
safety-wise,
exit,
safety-wise.
right? And nobody got patted down.
oh, okay.
I see what you're saying.
Do you know what the fuck could be in there?
Yeah, active
There's
in there.
women, there's alcohol, there's music, and there's no space, right? So my biggest fear in that room was, yo, somebody's gonna start fighting, and now I gotta maneuver through the crowd. I'm with some people, like, I'm
Yeah.
too valuable because if I don't make it out of this spot, now I affect this. I affect all the other endeavors I'm in.
Yeah.
Like, that's how I think every time I leave my
Let me
crib.
ask you a question. Oh, my fault. Finish.
Real quick, let me just wrap this up, right? 20 minutes later, 2 guys started fighting directly next to me.
Okay.
2 dudes started fighting, pushing, shoving, and now it's a whole thing. The first thing I thought, bro, nobody got searched in this entire building. Everybody's drunk, angry, there's women around. I think one guy tried to talk to another guy's girl, and y'all already know, bro, when women get involved with men and alcohol, it's hard to control. So that's what I mean. Like, bro, I don't need to be here. I shouldn't be here. Like, if I want to go to the places that I want to be, I have to make sure I'm not putting myself in a position to be jammed up.
Yeah.
So that's what I meant by, like, Jay-Z would never.
think I could be mad
Hov,
at-
Kevin Hart, Dave
can't be
Chappelle,
mad at him
none
for-
of these people, Will Smith would never walk
I
into
can't be
this
mad at him
type
for
of place.
I respect
the middle of
safety.
his story was like, wait, what?
No, I know
but
what you're,
I know
no,
what you mean.
No,
I
I
thought it
know
meant, like,
exactly
none
what
of
you're
y'all
talking
were
because I have
important.
friends like that too. Like, if we don't get patted down before we go in, and my friend like literally left, he's like, I can't do this. Like, I totally got what you were
What the
gonna
fuck am I
say.
doing here?
I feel you. Sometimes you got what is it? Prevention before I
Being
forget.
proactive.
Being proactive
Instead of reactive.
There you go.
Yeah.
Right. I just think back to my submitting to life.
Yeah, this nigga.
Yo.
No, I'm with you, Alex.
Yo.
Fuck
like,
all this.
I'm with you, Dad.
Did anybody die that night?
I would pray to God nobody died.
You ever
No,
heard of that
no.
saying? You a crazy driver. Did anybody die?
You a crazy driver?
yeah.
Did
Like,
anyone
when people are
die?
like, yo, I can't drive with this person because he drives crazy. Well, you got there alive, right?
You ever heard that saying before?
That is
Yeah.
some fucking
Yo,
bullshit.
But that's not how I live
That's
my life.
No,
But
that's not. I don't
all
agree
it
with
takes
that.
is
I don't.
one.
I don't agree with
Yeah.
that. I don't agree with that, and that was a bad example. Right?
Like, this is-
I understand. I understand.
Did you my fault? But let me finish. But did you?
Huh?
Like, he's saying the potential for something to go down was there, but it didn't.
Yeah.
the potential is enough.
And that
Potential, yeah,
I
potential.
feel it.
You took a chance.
I definitely feel it, and I could be wrong. I want to be very clear. I don't think there's a right or wrong on this.
Right.
Where I'm at currently, Savon, for my peace.
Yeah.
You feel what I'm saying? Because I heard a lot of the anxiety in what you were saying, bro.
Right.
Like praying the whole thing. Like we don't realize these things as human beings.
Yeah.
Because it's just become a part of us.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, I do this because I'm super safe. I do this because I'm super that. Like I am submitting to God into life
It's
because
giving let go and let God.
for
But
me,
that's-
I've got because people, I've been into this. I've walked into some of the safest environments. At least I thought was some of the safest environments.
Because safe is subjective, though.
Yo, that laugh
Especially
was
coming
great.
from you.
Like, why did you laugh like that?
Yo, it turned into something else. And then I've been in areas and scenarios and situations where I'm like, yo, it could get popping in here.
But it's
And it just didn't happen like that.
it's just an uncalculated risk.
Yeah,
like,
sure.
why put myself in that environment? And again,
Granted, if I'm
my
Lil
biggest,
Baby.
my biggest fear, but that's how I see myself.
Yeah. Oh shit.
And I can't be
I
mad
You
at
respect
see
you
what
for
I'm
that.
saying?
I
Like,
respect it, I
I'm
respect
not
it.
Lil Bit. I'm none of
'Cause-
these people, but that's what I was
respect
trying
it.
to explain to my friend group that night. Like,
Yeah,
I
yeah.
know y'all may not understand, and it's a good time, and it's a good vibe, and the music, and the lights are low, and the DJ's
But I
rocking,
wanna
and there's a
live.
stage. But it's like, yo,
You feel me?
bro, like, not
This
even
is
I wanna live.
irresponsible of me.
It's just like, bro, I know where I want to go. I know where I'm going. I know where I can be. Like, so I have to live as if I'm already there. I gotta move as if I'm on the level of, and you know, our default is
upper
Hov,
echelon.
right?
Yeah.
But we don't even gotta go to Hov. We could go to like anybody who's of substance, who has a team around them, right? Like I've been working with JB Smooth, right? I was helping him produce, and he just has a team, an ecosystem, like talent. And even when I was working with Joe Budden, like. These figures, these people, and Dev, you probably know, being on set and everything, like all of us know, we've all worked with celebrities and famous people. Like Reggie, when you had to like book an interview with fucking 50 Cent or Rick Ross or Rihanna, like there's a team that tells you, hey, they got a heart out, they get here at this time, we got to do hair, makeup. There's an ecosystem around successful people that one person will affect 18 different families because there's a makeup person, there's wardrobe, there's a producer, there's a cameraman. That one fucking person just affects this whole entire shit. And even though I'm not there yet, I carry myself in that way. So if you invite me out and it's a little bit rowdy and it's cool, just have somebody check my waist.
Yeah.
I feel
my
you.
pockets.
I guess I speak to the person because you know we live in a time now, Savon, where
I'm pussy.
Nah, never you.
Yo, I'm pussy.
I'm gonna be honest with you.
Hold on, real
I'm past the age. Hold on. I'm past the age of asking myself that question if I'm
What?
pussy or not.
Yeah.
I'm past that.
I'm not.
age.
Why?
It's
Keep going.
done here.
But
Keep
we
going.
different in ages right now.
Oh,
I'm
That don't
getting
mean
there.
nothing.
Oh shoot.
I'm getting
Actually, that's
You don't
not
know-
true.
you don't know
The
how to
older I
nigga
get,
spitting.
I might get
nigga spitting.
more
Hold on.
pussy. I'm not going for it. I see what you're saying.
You feel like you
I'm
what?
pussy. Maybe I just gotta
And
be like,
pussy's
yo,
a wrong word. I think
he's
my,
saying-
my anxiety and my fear for things.
You Gen Z ass nigga. that
come
was
on,
such a flip.
come on.
I think instead
on,
of pussy,
come on,
it's
it's
my
me.
anxiety.
It's me. Yo, but bro, you
You know,
know,
just
I,
living life like anxiously is not your thing anymore.
and I think that's what I'm
I
speaking
feel
to.
you,
And
yeah.
I used to do that a lot, especially with, like the neighborhood. I grew up in, I grew up in two sets. The neighborhood I was from, so like. A lot of the time, you just looking around your back, or you just looking, and I'm sure there's numerous people that have been through the same thing. I don't know. As I get older now, I'm just on some like, not me. Let me speak to the people that have the anxiety issues.
Okay.
There are a lot of people that don't have fun in their lives.
So you think that's an anxiety issue, opposed to me just feeling like I need to move strategic?
No, I think
think
it's
it's a little bit
irresponsible.
both.
I think
Because
it's
my anxiety, it can't, bro. They started fighting 20 minutes before I told my homegirl,
I
like,
don't
yo,
think he's just being anxious because if there was a security person, Savon would not have left. He just wanted security.
Here's my
Got
thing.
you,
You know?
got you.
I
got you.
think that there is an irresponsible. I think as you grow, right, as a person, and you start to take care of people, right, where people depend on you. You're not just some 16-year-old kid that
Had
mo-
no like.
have no really responsibility. You don't even pay your cell phone bill for God's sakes, and you know. I think when you hit a place where you like, damn, you have those moments where you think about death, for instance, and you go, damn, if I go, I gotta make sure actually I have these things set up because how's the house gonna get paid? How is this place gonna get paid? What is he gonna do? What is she gonna do? What is that person gonna do? Oh wow, I gotta divvy up the money. Like all of these things. So then you start to put in perspective as far as getting into a fight is the most dangerous and irresponsible shit I could do.
But I'm with you. I'm
right
with,
now.
I'm with putting things in order. Let me be very clear. I'm with you. I think you should definitely
I
have
don't think you
things.
disagree with me.
No, not at all. No, yeah. I just want to. If someone's out there listening and thinking I'm disagreeing, I'm with you. What I'm speaking to, Devon, is the unpredictability. I think that's what a lot of my shit is based in today. Like
Anything can happen.
a lot of the things and morals and just life facts that I've been growing up on, they're just starting to deteriorate. And again, I'm only gonna speak to myself.
Yeah, give us an example, just to drive the point home.
Let me think of one. Just
Or
maybe just relationship type things, right? Like, I don't want to sound jaded. I ain't gonna.
No,
go
it's
there.
your truth.
You always sound
Wait, hold on.
jaded.
Let's see if this.
Cause I'll be speaking for somebody else.
is-
Hold on. Let's see if this lands. Okay,
changing
so
personalities.
if like, let's say I was the type of person who like the unpredictability, that word.
Yeah,
So let's
yeah.
say I'm constantly worried about my man cheating on me, but that's something I can't predict. So why am I walking around anxious every day, not
Thank
trusting
you.
him? Just
That's a fact.
might
That's
as well
what
just
I'm speaking
fucking
to.
trust him until he cheats
You'll
on
fuck
me.
it
like-
up. That's
That's
right.
what I'm
That's
speaking
true.
to.
Is that
I
what you're
trust-
trying to say? I know
thank
that's
you.
not exact, but
No.
like,
That's
why
why
are you
you're a
worried
writer.
about like
Yeah,
you
it's
know
hard.
like
Yeah, yeah.
That's why she's a writer.
That's a great
That's
example.
exactly
That was
where I'm
fire.
coming
because
from.
especially my man, he's
Yes.
really smart. You know, like if he's gonna cheat on me, he's gonna cheat on me.
He gonna do it.
can't
So
stop
might as
it.
well just not. I'm just not gonna worry about it. Like whatever.
So the
like,
things that you can plan them. I'm not saying that. I just feel like
Fuck 'em or do.
there's people that don't do that, and they live in the unpredictability. And I used to be a little bit like that. I ain't gonna lie, and I would undercompensate.
Wait. You would live in the unpredictability?
Absolutely,
Okay.
like living like, yo, what if this could happen? Well, what if this could happen?
Oh,
But even if I
okay,
didn't
yeah.
show it on my face, internally I would have it.
Yeah.
Now I don't know nothing.
like you're
I
not worried
don't-
about the things that you can't
I
change.
can't. I'm
and,
good.
I hope, like, I pray that
Yeah.
works for you.
Yeah,
Because again, I just want to limit all uncalculated
chances
risk.
of-
You know what I'm
That's
like,
fine,
If somebody patted me down, I probably wouldn't have thought about anything.
Yeah.
You know, if there was
I
some,
get it.
because if
I
you
get
didn't
it.
pat me down, that means you didn't pat any single person in here down.
That's true.
And again, I've been in house parties where
Right.
it ends and niggas getting shot. Like I've had friends die, straight bullets, hit X, Y. Like I know. And bro, we hear it all the time. I think like Tax Stone, it affected the podcast community. Tax Stone, Troy Ave, they was in the club. A gun went off. Somebody
One
passed
night.
away. It was one night. Like
One
and
night.
it changed so many different people's lives. Like I don't want to be on that end of the story.
Absolutely.
I don't want none of my
One
night. Gotta be
homegirls, none
careful.
of my friends to be in that situation. So for me, it's like, yo, and I felt really horrible because I knew I was bringing the morale down. Like we was all lit, fucking whatever, going out. And everybody was having a good time, but it was me pacing outside in the front, like, let me just stay in my little corner. I'm watching who goes in. I'm watching who comes out. I'm on the phone. I'm fucking trying to distract my mind because I'm like, yo, worst case scenario is 2 niggas start fighting, and that was 3 niggas, 4 niggas, 5 niggas,
it's
6
on.
niggas, and now, is women around, like, and people
get
can't
sticky.
even move. You can't, like,
You said there's only one exit.
there was only one exit.
Damn.
There was one exit. And it wasn't for me. A few years ago, I wouldn't have thought about it. I would have
Yeah, I
been
would've
happy
thought about it
Yeah, I
that
think
nobody searched me. I would
These
have been,
feelings
oh
are
shit,
getting
it's lit.
more intense
As we get older,
yeah.
absolutely.
You know
When
what?
you're young,
I'm
you're like,
worth, like I feel like I'm
whatever.
worth something. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Can I tell you something? One time, I was talking to an old friend of mine. He was like, "Yo, you remember that crazy shit we did?" I said, "Remember when we, stupid little boys, we thought? Remember when we used to? I don't know. We used to be like, yo, we rolling deep,
Yeah.
bro. We thought that was the coolest shit. in the
That
world,
was a
right?
flex.
Like
back
we
in
was
the day.
rolling, we
Got
wrote
my
mad
homies with
niggas
me.
rolling deep, bro. I remember we decided one of our homegirls said, "I'm having something at my house." It was in a project. I think it was in Van Wyck houses on over there by Mother Gaston. It was over there, some project in Mother Gaston. If you know Brooklyn, bro, that's the hood, bro. You know, shout out to the hood, bro.
killers
I
over there.
remember. It was like all of us from like 7 different blocks. For some reason, we was like, yo, let's roll deep. Let's go. I'm 16.
I'm screaming.
It was so many of us. I remember us walking there and going, yo, let's break it up a little bit because we look a little crazy.
Yeah, my-
And we were going to somebody else's hood. We were going to a project building. About
Why was y'all
40 of us.
Why was y'all walking to somebody else's house?
We thought it was fucking cool, and we didn't think about that. And I remember being...
When you're young, you like don't. I
You
don't
don't
know.
think.
Like,
I remember being in this
it's
project.
obvious to us now.
you
but
couldn't
Yeah.
pay me to do that today.
I remember being in this apartment that I knew nothing about
Stone
this girl.
cold.
I didn't know who these people were, but I was in this fucking project apartment chilling and just vibing. And and in my head I said, yo, what the fuck is wrong with you, bro?
Yeah.
Like,
I have
The
many
optics,
moments like
yeah.
that where I think back on like the shit I used to do, like 21, 22. I've said this on the pod before, but like walking around the city alone, drunk at night. Like why? Like
Why was
it's
I
like,
doing
what
this?
are you
Talk to me.
doing?
What
like
was I doing?
yeah.
It seemed like
I
nothing
shudder
back
like
then.
thinking about like the stuff that I've done.
I got a
like,
homegirl that loves to invite me to things at her spot, right? And I always have to reiterate where she's located and who's there and what the fuck is going on. Especially when they like, oh yeah, they want to meet you. Yeah,
Them.
yeah.
Like who?
BT.
Okay.
BT.
I'm just gonna park my car outside. Is there a parking lot? Yeah, but not really. You know what parking lot I'm talking about. You know the hood parking lot where everything's
course.
diagonal
Yeah,
and
of course.
slanted and shit.
Yeah.
It's not really a parking lot.
And it's like in a circle.
Oh,
You
yeah.
only can go in one way, come out
Come out one,
way.
and niggas gonna sit by your car and be like, wait for this nigga to come
And-
outside.
and your car would probably be the only car like that.
Yeah, maybe, Pierre. 1%, 5%, whatever percent you want to put that car. So for me, it's just like, yo, bro, now, bro, when I'm like, I really be like, are you fucking nuts?
Yeah, I feel that.
Are you fucking crazy? Like, no, meet me here in Manhattan in a neutral, you know what I mean? Like, bro, where I go, where I decide to frequent or frolic or play or be with my friends is very important to me. That's why I don't go out as much because I need to know, no pun intended. Like I just need to know like my surroundings. Like I'm very big on that.
It
That's,
really takes one night.
that's it.
I have a cousin.
One.
I have a cousin. I'll tell a story, then we can move on. I know you got Reggie. You had a topic about Drake, Kendrick, and Cole. You want to talk about? But I had a cousin, and at the time he was about 22. He had never been in trouble with the law, anything like that. Good kid, handsome, good looking, everything. Right.
Baddie.
And he,
Just say baddie.
he might have been a baddie. He had the straight back braids. In 2003, he was the prototypical
was me.
baddie.
Yeah.
Oh, he was
It like
Devon
Allen-
Terrell.
yeah.
Oh shit.
Nah, he was like 6'4".
Oh.
That's crazy. Nah, he dead ass was. No lie, no lie.
Another
That was hate.
Nah,
That was
nah,
hate.
bro.
That was hey, he could have just let it go, right?
yeah.
Because
He coulda let it go.
that has nothing to do with the story.
can't let
Like,
that
I
have
was
nothing.
describing his look.
He said, "Nah, he was better than Dad."
I would never say
Like,
that.
why?
He's
He's
not
6'4". I don't care.
He's
I don't give a fuck.
He-
I treat you better.
He's behind bars. So
Oh,
you got the one
no.
up. But long story, he had never been in trouble. He
Yeah.
had one bad night. It was a fight that went out. He was with his girl. I think he was drunk driving, right? He entered the Parkway in Long Island on the Southern State specifically.
Yep.
The merges to get on the highway, they can be confusing, especially in Nassau County, right?
For
It's
sure.
the exit and the entrance are right next to each
That's why
other.
it's no good over
So
there.
it's very
Yeah, watch your
easy
voice,
for
nigga.
you to get on and drive
your
towards
mouth.
traffic if you're not paying
Paying
attention,
attention.
or if you're impaired, which he was that night.
Coming onto the
Coming
on-ramp?
on.
Okay.
Exactly.
Okay.
He gets on the highway, gets into a car crash, right?
Okay.
Head-on collision because he was driving towards traffic. He ends up killing the guy, so he gets a manslaughter charge, drunk driving. He broke both of his legs. He's away for life. One night, one incident, 21, 22 years old, life forever changed off of one night. I don't need that story to ever apply to me because I want to have a good time or because I think I'm going to have a good time.
Okay, so to this point, right? I do think you said he was inebriated.
Yes.
Okay, that is the factor where you could control in this. Okay, everything else, Savon, I'm gonna be honest with you. Maybe again, I'm not him. I don't know if he realizes the setup at night if he's not inebriated. But see, that's the rest. That's that back half that I'm submitting to because I'm going out. I don't know if I'm going to get into a car accident and hit people and lose my legs.
Yeah.
I don't know. But like, the inebriated thing, yeah, that's a very big caveat.
Like,
on it.
I get
Yeah,
Alex's
something
point,
to
but I
say.
just think
Yeah.
applying it to this story was not like really exactly what you're trying to say.
Yeah.
So like, you're still gonna be careful when you're driving and shit.
Right.
But like, you're not leaving the house every day like worried driving around.
Oh, I
and
don't
stuff.
live like that.
You know, but
I
that
don't
was
live like
Alex's
that.
point.
Yeah,
but
and I'm
like
speaking
in
to
your
those people,
story, like
yeah,
we
so-
understand you too. So like,
I,
you know,
I tell people all the time. I tell this to my girl. I tell this to anyone that's around me. I'm very big on drinking and driving because I had my own experience. I feel like I've told it on this podcast about what changed my life completely. I'll get to that, but I'm very big on that, and I don't care how much an Uber is. I don't give a fuck. Like, there's no amount of money on my freedom. So when that Uber say
Or life.
or
Or
my
their
life.
life, yeah.
Or your
So
life.
when I think tonight, damn, I really want to drink tonight, out in the city, and I see the Uber's $60, people are like, I ain't paying that. I'm like, so 60
$60 is not that
So,
bad.
but Reggie,
Yo,
but
yo,
you know,
to some people-
you know
some
people.
people-
No, because I'm
they
sorry, I'm
getting
just
it
coming from
over here.
Jersey, so my minimum is
Right.
60. So
But
Oh,
you
your
and I both know
minimum.
people that would see that
she'd
and
be
go,
like, "No, I'm good driving."
Ooh,
fuck
she
it,
got a
I'll
lodge.
drive. And I'll be like, 60 cash is getting in between the chance of you
Yeah.
murdering, killing, winding up in jail, or something bad happening,
Yeah.
and just having a safe ride home. Like, that don't make no sense to me. What I will say is, I had an experience that changed me forever, where I don't know if do I incriminate myself?
I mean, if
Okay.
you don't want to, then you don't
Yeah.
have to.
Well,
I don't
so- okay.
think
Long story
so.
short, something happened in a car.
Yeah.
Bunch of people. There were things in the car allegedly, and wasted. Nighttime. 4 dudes. Hoopty, and you know.
That sounds like a bad movie.
And,
Sound like a great movie.
Nah,
but
sound
when
like
I
8
saw
Mile.
but when the lights behind me started flashing,
Yeah.
that's when I realized I was in a really bad movie. And I'm talking about really bad shit in this
Alleged.
allegedly there was really bad shit. So in my head, I remember that moment, and I remember saying, "Oh,
Never again.
I think you did mention
Never
that
again.
story.
Yeah, I think
I'm
he did tell the
fucked.
story.
I'm driving. I said, "Oh my!" Everything just became
Comes to-
clear
Yeah.
when I saw what was gonna happen. And I remember saying, "If I get out of this, I will
Never take
change.
advantage of me
Of
ever again.
Ever
Like,
again.
Yeah.
Cop came, thing, license registration, shitting bricks, bro. Shitting bricks, like shitting bricks. The worst of the worst is in this car. The worst of the worst. Sitting in there, shitting bricks, hoping that nobody acts stupid, right? I'm with other dudes. Nobody acts stupid. Sitting there, I said, everybody, You act fucking cool. I said, don't fucking move. I'll kill you myself. Don't fucking move.
Turn into ghost?
I know I'm the shortest nigga in here, but I'll kill all you niggas. Sitting there chilling. He came back. He gave us a thing. He said, have a good one. I got out that car. I was bawling, crying.
What was the alleged infraction?
Bawling.
That
They said it was a bullshit stop. It was just
Okay.
4 dudes in a fucking hoopty at night in
That
Brooklyn.
might have some shit on them.
Yeah, there was like, well, here's the thing.
Yeah.
They didn't search. Paperwork was fine. You know, it was my grandmother's car,
Thank God.
right? Like, and they gave it a thing. But
Grandma
after
always keep the
that
car good.
moment, I stopped everything and I went and pursued music. Right after that, I went to Full Sail after that. I finished.
so
I said,
real.
"Yo, I'm done." I was done with the whole shit. I was like, "I'm done with this crew."
But see-
I'm
Done with this
out.
life.
And I went and went to Full Sail. That was all she wrote.
My point today actually lives in that exactly, right? You fully submitted to life and what could occur
I listened.
and what could happen, right?
Right, I listened.
I
think
don't want that to be the lesson, though.
I don't.
Hey,
but,
you
but,
get what I'm
but-
saying?
but
Like-
you can't pick it, Savon.
Right?
But
Yeah.
that's
Nah,
my
but
point.
you can
control it.
You
No,
can.
but you can
You can.
control it.
You can.
To an extent.
You don't
To
have
an
to.
extent.
Hey,
You do not have to
hey,
pick
to an
it,
extent.
Hey,
but you can control it.
It's to an
you
extent.
can pick it. Sometimes you. No. Let me tell you
Yeah.
something. Sometimes what we don't realize is
Yeah, yeah.
that we get signs
Right.
of
Yeah,
us like.
yeah.
But
You
but
can
it don't be the
control it.
swift kick in the
You
ass
can put
that
yourself
we
in
need.
position.
Exactly.
But in
That's
the
what I'm
moment
saying.
when a nigga get in a position of,
Yes.
oh, I heard, like, there's plenty of times where I feel like God said something, I'm like, I heard you.
Yes.
Stop.
Yes.
I got it. I got it.
Yes.
You don't got to do nothing else. I don't need to lose
because
nothing
at the
else.
time,
I
because
heard
at the
you.
time, did you know allegedly what was in the car?
Yeah.
That's so,
allegedly.
so now that's my point, right?
Allegedly.
You submitted to, yo, if I get out of this, anything could happen. Like I'm good. You know
But
what
I
I'm saying?
think that he was at a different point in his life. He was younger. He was still learning.
was
Like
18.
he was. You get what I'm saying? Today, if he decides to be in that same scenario, that's a choice. Like you know what I'm saying? So you can
I know better
control
at that.
what you
Yeah. I'm
submit
talking to
yourself
you.
to. Is what I'm
Absolutely.
saying. At that point, no, because we're learning. But now that I know, I have the information.
Right.
I see like
Do it
one of
again.
the bro.
Yeah.
One of the things that I credit myself with so much, bro. Like. I learned from everybody else's mistakes.
That's a fact.
Heavy on it.
I
Through
personally,
osmosis.
I do not need to hit my head
Same.
18 different ways for me to learn a lesson. If I
Shit, I don't
see
know.
somebody,
That's my point. Not everybody's like that.
I'm trying to see if this applies to me, and I don't know.
Yo, I got some homies that
You
the
doing
worst.
pretty well.
Yo, the worst things in the world have to happen to them for them to change.
I know
something.
people like that
I
too.
have family members where the worst shit in the world has to happen. You can give them speech, lecture. Oh, you should do this. You should be safe. You respond until it affects them personally. They don't change.
Then they go, yo, you know what?
They don't change.
But yeah,
yeah,
you should do
bro.
your laundry.
And then you go. You know what? If you're smart enough, when you met with it initially, you submit.
Yeah.
I don't need that.
submit.
Like, and again, like you said, it's a case by case thing because
Yeah,
it's
it is a
personality
case by
driven.
case.
It's
True.
circumstantial.
Discipline.
It's a lot of those things.
Learning,
Like
learning styles.
for me, like
Ooh, learning styles. Yes.
if Alex walks into the club
Yeah.
and there's a bartender and he gets knocked out, I'm not gonna go into the club the next weekend and fuck with that bartender because I seen what he did to my mans. I learned from watching my man get knocked out. Like
I could have had
But
an off
that's-
night. Try
that's
again next
you.
week.
I totally
But
understand
I
that.
kn- but
Nah,
I-
he knocked your ass out.
if he knocks you, like, bro, you were tough.
Yeah, I'm
You know what
a
I'm
big
saying?
dude.
Like,
Yeah,
I
big dude.
respect you,
If
my
he
boy.
hit you one time and you
The
and
way
you
that
slept,
you like explain the story is,
right.
is like he just walks in.
Nah.
Wow.
Like
Now, Savon a
what?
tough
Like,
motherfucker
what
too.
led up
If
to
somebody
this?
sleep you, I won't be in that state again.
That's what I'm saying, bro. Like,
we
if
done
me and this
here.
niggas is getting
Like, what
knocked
did he
out,
say?
if
Like-
somebody put me to sleep from one punch and Alex trying to fight that nigga,
Yeah, like a sleep.
you
Yeah.
really love me,
Yeah,
or
yeah,
you
yeah.
just stupid.
You
I'm
just-
not
yeah,
fighting
absolutely, absolutely.
I'll come. I'm the type of
That's
friend.
what I'm
I know,
saying.
friend. I know
I-
exactly. But you about to say you about to come back with more people.
Oh, hold on. You know what friend I am? We'll figure out another way. We'll get this motherfucker. You know me. We'll get this
4
motherfucker.
years later.
4 years later, I'll be like, you saw that?
You popped his tire.
It was me. Crazy. I come from that those days. Nigga, your tire was fucking done. If you fucked with me when I was a kid, adult motherfucker, Mr. I'm an adult, your tires was fucking done. For some reason, adults
Screaming.
love their tires, so I knew to get a screwdriver and allegedly.
And this is why you don't drive.
Exactly.
No, don't fuck with kids.
Speaking of
We
getting
used to
back at
fuck them
people.
cars up, allegedly.
How did y'all feel about Michael B. Jordan?
About
and
what?
his interview or being interviewed by L'Oreal? I know it's fairly an old story, but we didn't talk about it.
Yeah.
Did y'all see it?
Yep.
Y'all saw the interview?
I-
Y'all felt the temperament of it? Jersey
don't
Queen, talk to us.
No, I don't understand what the hoopla was about. I really don't. Like, I don't. Like, I don't know what you guys think about it, but like,
Yeah.
I saw that like it already had gone viral, whatever. And then like 2 days later, I was like, wait, what was people talking about? And then I watched the video, and I'm like, What do you guys like?
I
What
loved
is
it.
the issue? Like,
I loved it.
Yeah.
I
I
think
love
he
everything
handled
What
it
is the issue?
perfectly.
Like,
Yep. Yep.
It wasn't
Personally,
rude.
Yeah,
because he
at all.
gave her an entire interview.
yeah, he did.
Like,
Like,
he
I was
committed
like,
to
wait,
the interview.
what?
When he could have
Like,
just dubbed it like, "Oh, I remember you. Yeah, you used to talk ish about me. All right, yeah, I'll be back and never come back."
Like
But-
I
he
wouldn't be
gave-
mad
do
at
that.
that either. Because do what you want to do. I don't care. I don't give a fuck.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I don't know why.
I mean, that's rude, but like, I mean, I wouldn't care. Like, why are we talking about
Nah.
this? Like, who cares?
You know
Like,
what it is too? The thing I liked about it is because it shows two perspectives. Like, all right, if you're young or, talking about people in a negative light and then they, finally make something of themselves,
Yeah.
now you're the one interviewing them. And
I
now,
think that's
now,
I think
now
that's
you
what
look
made
like,
it viral.
Right. And
that's
now
what
you
made it
look like, hey, I stood in what I wanted to and I'm successful because of it. And it also gave the perspective of, hey, if you are in Michael B. Jordan's position and you're fortunate enough to be in an advantageous situation, you could give people grace who did you wrong.
Right.
But
I mean,
again,
he
it's
doesn't have to,
perspective.
The
right?
only,
could.
I like the fact that he defended himself, right?
Yeah.
Because that was dope. He probably felt like that all his life. I don't know Michael B. Jordan, right?
Mm-hmm.
I think the only thing I didn't like, especially as someone that works in media, was kind of the separation in class. It kind of felt. I could be wrong. It kind of felt as if, like, again, I could be wrong. It just felt to me that, like, oh yeah, the actors are the ones that win. And the people on the media tip that's interviewing you now on the red carpet, they never
No.
really made nothing of themselves. I could
I don't
be,
think so.
I
I don't
could be
think so,
wrong.
'cause
I could be
Nah,
wrong.
that
that
wasn't
was
the
one
issue. It was
narrative.
she was a hater. Like,
You get
and then
that's,
I didn't get
that's
that.
one of the okay. Again, I
he
could
didn't
be
just
something
randomly
from me.
like he wasn't just randomly rude to a
And
reporter.
he wasn't rude,
She
right?
was-
Yeah, he
yeah.
wasn't
But
rude. I think what
that-
people talked around.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yep,
I
yep.
get it.
Some
How they
people-
talked about it. It was
yeah.
like, oh, you
Now
on
you're
the red,
interviewing
you
him.
on the red carpet interviewing him. But yeah, that's
I mean, she's
kind of her
doing fine.
job.
Like,
yeah.
yeah.
That's the only thing I didn't like. But definitely defend
Yeah, I
yourself.
don't like that.
And she runs in some pretty,
Some
Yeah,
circles.
yeah, we know who she
Yeah,
is. That's
yeah,
the.
I didn't
I
like
don't
that.
like that. That
And that
part
didn't
of it.
come from him.
I
That
didn't know
came
that
from
was
the
coming out of
internet.
it.
I just saw it
But
trending when
the
people
internet.
were
Yeah.
calling him corny for it. I was like, wait, what?
Yeah,
like,
I don't
I was just confused with that.
Well, would y'all like to have the corny conversation?
Yeah.
Because
Oh yeah.
I think our perspectives would be a little bit different than what I've been seeing in the main media. And I think that's another reason why I don't care to tweet about anything, because we
have an
created
outlet.
a space where we can give our thoughtful,
Absolutely.
thought-provoking kind of like commentary and
What kind of
opinions
privilege
where
in
I
that
don't
sense?
need to tweet the shit. But the corny conversation,
Yeah.
first off, how do we define corny? And how do we change the narrative of corny? Because I do want to say this. I think people like John Morant are corny,
Explain.
That's interesting.
right? Because you put yourself, you work hard, you get into a once-in-a-lifetime position, and now you're unraveling that by portraying an image that doesn't really benefit your career or your craft.
He cosplaying.
You get like,
He cosplaying 0350.
and I don't.
0350 cent.
I,
That's what he cosplaying.
I never want to like.
say it.
I don't know him,
My
right? So
fault.
I can't say he's trying to act a certain way. He's trying to act tough or anything like
Hey,
that.
hey, great player.
What I know is when you get to the NBA, the antics and the image and being hard and showing guns and trying to prove yourself in that way doesn't really benefit your craft.
Well, back to your original question, right, Savon? How do we define corny? We can't. Corny is subjective.
Yeah.
And I just wish everybody would just admit to that, because somebody from the trenches might like what John Morant is doing right now. They might completely disregard the fact that, yo, he's got some pretty big endorsements. He'll probably make, over the span of his NBA career, well over $1 billion. They probably don't take any of that as stock of what makes you, like, uncorny.
Yeah.
They probably take you not giving a fuck. That's what I'm seeing a lot on the shit on John Morant. Yo, he really don't give a fuck. And because to those people, he don't really give a fuck. To them, that's not corny. So again, it's really on the type of person. So
It is subjective.
I don't like words like corny because they have different definitions and they can be interpreted certain ways. Everyone personalizes it.
Yeah.
Right? Because corny, I don't think is good or bad. I just think it's maybe a way how you act of how that person sees you.
Yeah.
How, on what they grew up on.
I think your decision making can be corny, but again, maybe it is
So who,
subjective
right?
because
Yeah.
I've people like some of the people that I've always kind of kept consistent, the Ray J's,
Yeah.
the Nick Cannons, they are to our community have been deemed corny. Will Smith, these are corny men. Like And now Michael B. Jordan is being placed in that class of being corny.
To people, to clean
To
that up. When you
I'm
say
sorry.
they're corny men, just like to other people,
To other
to
people.
people have.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you. No,
With those
no, thank you for
opinions.
You
clearing
know
that
what
up.
I mean?
Yeah,
Like,
yeah,
no,
for sure. Absolutely.
Not
Appreciate
not
you.
me.
Appreciate
I'm not
you.
saying they corny.
Yeah,
I'm not saying-
Yeah, no.
like I fuck with those guys, but I'm just saying like the perspective is, oh, if you aren't, the word was edge, right? Responsible. If you have those qualities, you are deemed corny, and I'm just trying to understand why we don't shun the people who, squander opportunities like Antonio Brown. Right, you all these endorsements. You had everything at your feet. You were the best at your position. Ja Morant, young, you haven't really seen half of the money that you can. Like Kyrie Irving lost his deal, and Nike ran to you and said, "Hey, everything that we were gonna give Kyrie is at your footsteps. We're gonna give you the sneaker deal, a
Yeah.
signature sneaker. There's
Absolutely.
only about 15, maybe 10 players in the entire NBA. That's the 1% of the 1% that have signature sneaker deals, and you're one of those guys, and yet you have all the allegations of violence, guns, threats, physical harm, all of these allegations, and you think it's a good time now to promote and show off your gun, whether it's legal, because I know the state he's in, they can have legal, weapons, but it just doesn't really help or benefit anything.
Yeah.
I think a lot of stock is put in what a person finds to be cool, right? We could hit the future Russell Wilson thing, right? We could stay in sports a little bit. If you are an individual that finds like being in a bunch of relationships, living a fast life, to subjectively good music, if those are the things you find cool, you might not see that in a family man in Russell Wilson.
Right.
You get what I'm saying?
Right, yep.
So I think for everyone, it's based in what they find to be cool or what they find to be okay.
And
if it
value.
doesn't meet that for them,
Yeah.
it's corny.
And what they value.
And what they value most importantly, absolutely, because
And-
it's like it's value in it. It's how you view the value,
And
right?
also who they're appealing to.
Absolutely, absolutely, yeah. And so I guess some people have said that. I guess in like hip hop, rap culture, the culture we came up in. Sometimes I'm gonna say sometimes the dope boy, drug dealer type thing is probably maybe been deemed as cool from particular people in the community, right? And that maybe was heralded for a certain amount of time. You get what I'm saying? It still could be now, depending on who you are, right? Again, back to subjectiveness. But again, if you don't find that to be cool, you might not rock with that shit at all.
Our community is so confusing.
Absolutely, because
Our
we're
hip-hop-
confused.
Hip hop. I'm referring to like black hip hop
Yes.
community.
Yes.
It's one of the most, and this is all I'll say about it, because I'm a big believer in not, what do you say? I never want to talk ill of my people, right? But it is something for us all to think about how contradicting our culture is to our progression.
Absolutely.
It's such a contradiction. When I look at the kid right now, that mother is struggling, and he has, the one bedroom apartment maybe, and he has a closet that's probably worth 20 grand, just full of sneak J's and fucking
It's real.
designer clothes.
It's a lot of the time.
And it's just, and I look at that and I go, this is one of the reasons.
And as fucked up as that is,
why we'll never. And guess what? But guess what?
I
Here's
would
the
say
issue with the
never.
kid.
Why it's hard to.
Here's the issue with the kid.
yeah.
The kid is just a product of his environment, because
Exactly.
when he go to school, I don't want to be made fun of.
Exactly.
It's a weird
It's a cycle.
circle.
It's a
Like-
fucked up cycle
Yeah.
that our culture has, and I can't even fault the kid.
Yeah.
Because I'm like, this is what you got to deal with when you walk and go to school.
And can you fault the parent that doesn't know?
Can I fault the parent that doesn't want her community to talk shit about her son? Like, look at your son, he look like dressed like blah blah. We come from that. It's so contradicting though to like our progression, where I think we put a lot of stock in the wrong things.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
And I don't have the solution, but I can identify like, hey y'all, I think we think a little, our thinking is a little like warped in what we should be using to progress ourselves,
Our culture has been stuck in a loop.
for a long time.
Dating standards, dressing,
Getting fly.
getting fly. We don't realize it. I've been sitting here like we are stuck in a constant loop, and we don't realize that we keep going back to it
Our heroes,
over and
we
over.
like gangs. Like, look at our heroes.
For sure.
What I wonder though is back in those days when Michael B was in school, I wonder what it was that kept him, bringing his headshot to school? Like, what kept him so in line? Hey, in spite of all these
Where
people
I'm at.
calling me corny,
Yeah.
I believe in what I'm trying to do so much that I'm gonna just keep, I'm gonna just face it
No,
Well,
yeah.
I
to get to
think-
the position that he's at now.
I've watched a lot of his interviews, and he speaks about, and it's actually one of the ways that I kind of speak about my family and my support system is my tribe, right? My tribe and my village. And he had a forward-thinking family that believed in him and wanted him to believe in something other than his surroundings.
Important.
And
Very
I
important.
think that's how we changed the narrative of what Dev was saying. The kid who has 50 grand in his closet but lives in the studio with his mom and 2 siblings. You know what I'm saying?
Like, what is that? What
that,
is that?
That's how we change that. It's the village. And honestly, you unfortunately, it's like the lottery. Our community is almost like the lottery. Like the 3 of us to kind of be in this room with the knowledge that we have, it was almost impossible. The chances of it happening and being educated.
Damn,
you know
you
what I'm
said
saying?
3 of
Like,
us.
oh yeah, you too, my boy, my fault, bro. I was talking about on camera.
About
so I was
5 of us,
just- I was just pointing and shit. Even Reggie too. Like like all of us to kind of be here and having an upbringing because obviously Reggie, she's talking about her past and what her parents had to do. And
Are you first or second generation here?
Oh my God. So I've been referring to myself as first generation, but wait, are we? Okay, so you were born here, right?
Yeah.
So
you're-
are we second generation?
We're first generation.
If you're first born here,
Yeah.
you're first generation.
Oh, okay,
Our
okay.
parents weren't born here.
Okay, okay.
Yeah, so you're first generation.
What if,
yeah.
what if you weren't born
Wow.
here?
What do you
you
mean?
zero generation?
You still a foreign entity? I don't know. I'm kidding. I think your kids would be technically your first generation because you're here. You lived here. We're not talking about how old were you when you came?
1.
Oh yeah, you're here. You're first
Oh,
generation.
you're here. Yeah,
You're first generation.
That's nothing.
To me, you're first generation.
Yeah,
I'm talking about
no.
somebody that came when they like 25,
And
4.
and have some of those values from where they came.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
he has some of the values, but
Yeah.
he's an American. Like you put him somewhere else, he's gonna be like, "What the fuck is this shit?"
You like some mac and cheese.
For sure.
if you go back to Haiti, they gonna call you an American.
Yeah, if you go back to Haiti, you're gonna look at them like you're bugging.
yeah, and they're gonna look at you like you're
Beautiful
Captain
place, by the
America.
way. Don't let propaganda fool you. Beautiful place.
Of course,
Some
of
beautiful
course.
places.
But I like to switch. But yeah, go ahead.
Yeah. Well, that's something I've always wanted to always wanted to talk about.
Yeah.
Not to say we have these not to sway your opinion. Let me stop trying to be so clean. I'll be honest.
Yeah, just say it.
It's something I've always wanted
That's what
to
I do.
No, no,
Y'all
no,
be
no.
like, yo, hey, you rough. Word.
because
Rough as shit.
it's a very sensitive topic because
Yeah.
these are people that have this lifestyle, right? People are living like this right now, and you would so a lot of people would take offense to you attacking their lifestyle, and I'm not really attacking their lifestyle, but rather I want to say, hey, let's just have a conversation about the optics of things and like what the goals are, but at the same time how we're actually living.
Back to that. It's all back to what a person deems to be important.
Okay.
You get what I'm saying?
Okay.
I really do feel like it's fueled in that.
Okay.
Because like you said, the dude with the 20K closet, his closet might be so important to him that an entrepreneur, businessman like yourself would see 20K investment in the closet, figure out 5 ways to flip it, and go get more. Sure. But to him,
This is it.
that
I own it.
I own it. This makes
is
me
mine.
feel good.
Mine.
These are the things I identify with.
Right.
These make me me. And that's where this shit gets so tricky.
But here's the caveat with that,
Yeah,
where I
yeah.
find the issue is
Yeah.
if you have this, right, and let's say the rent is $900 a month for mom. Let's say mom's paying $900 of rent a month and struggling to do that.
Y'all need to
But
do
then but then you make sure that the job you got, or she's just buying you stuff, and it's like I never see it like this. I knew not to ask my mother for shit. As far as like, Mom, I need some J's. I knew not to ask her. Because in my head, I was like, she can't afford that. Like I understood what a dollar was. I understood what our bills were. I understand that, we're trying to survive here and we're trying to do better. You understand what I'm saying? I understood. So I think in the way my mother raised me, I kudos to her because that was conducive to progress
Right,
for my
right.
life,
Exactly,
right?
absolutely.
She gave me an understanding. She never sugarcoated shit. She didn't put so much stock in on it, so you got to be fly.
Yeah.
And that's what the ladies like and blah, blah. She was like, you have to do for you as a man so that when you go out into that world, you can stand on your own 2 feet and then you can make something of yourself. Those were the values that I grew up with.
Yeah.
I know that today, that's not what a lot of, young men and
Or
women
in
have.
our history, Like
In
not
our
just today, in our
history.
history that hasn't been taught. And when I said lottery, the mindset is the lottery that I was talking about. I wasn't even talking about the chances
Like
of
situation.
being
Being in
in
a
the
better-
room. I think the mindset and the mentality that you had at that age, being able to process that. Your mom could have told you that and beat it inside your psyche
In one ear,
in
out the
one
other.
ear and out
Very
the
true.
other.
But
You know what I'm
actually,
saying?
like,
So
clicked for you.
the fact
Yeah.
that you was able to
Yeah.
resonate with that at such an early age,
Right.
and then not only resonate it but apply it, that's the part where it's like, yo, nigga, you hit the lottery. We all hit the lottery because we were able to
a good point.
compartmentalize.
Right.
We were able to apply, like, yo, you know what? Maybe I shouldn't do this
Yeah,
because
yeah.
it's not conducive. I might be called a clown or whatever. Like, again, going back to my story of walking out the club, like, everybody could have looked at me like, yo, this nigga is a fucking weirdo. And that's how I felt. But, you know what I'm saying? Like, I had to do what I had to do.
You know what's funny though? I do call a group of people corny, and I'm gonna tell you who that is. The people I find corny are people that judge other people for authentically being themselves.
Okay, now I'm with you on the corny thing. That's corny.
You see what I'm saying?
I will say that.
because
Now I'm
now it
with you.
speaks to a
That's
person being themselves
That's
and
corny.
you having an issue with it. That's corny to me.
Stay right here.
Yes, that's corny to me.
I seen a post, right?
Yeah.
And it was a post about it was these they were making fun of this black guy, brawling black guy. You know, he be dancing and shit like
Oh
that.
yeah, homie, he be dancing.
Yeah.
Yeah, he Nigerian.
Yeah,
Yeah,
he Nigerian? Okay.
Yeah.
They are I've seen people post and say this is the problem with black men. And I sat there and I said,
That's a
what's the I really genuinely I went to my mother, I went to everybody in my house. I said, hey, do you see a problem here? This man is dancing,
Good point.
laughing, being funny. People are laughing with him, and he's brawling. Obviously, very disciplined. If he's, I know he works out and stuff like that.
he Nigerian. He disciplined.
No, it's not. I don't see no. I don't see no gun in his hand.
Yeah.
I don't see him being a criminal,
Hurting anybody?
hurting a soul. I'm happy with that. I'm glad that people get to see that black man being that way because it's different.
Absolutely.
Unfortunately, right? We know we got friends that are, but it's nice to see something different, right?
Yeah.
So I seen people absolutely annihilating
And they're
him in
corny
the
for it.
comments,
They're
What were they
and
saying
I was.
exactly?
They were saying like, "Oh, you're just shucking it." He over here just shucking and jiving for entertainment because this is what the algorithm rewards.
See that?
And
I
was
find
like,
it to be so corny that you think what other people are saying about someone else while they're doing what they want to do and it's coming from them. That's the corniest shit in the world to me.
But how insecure do you have to?
That's why it's
Projection
corny.
is projection.
But
It's
that's what I
projection.
say. Usually when
Yes.
people tell me, when people project,
Yes.
it tells me more about you than it tells me about
Absolutely.
me, right?
Absolutely.
Because it lets me know your insecurities. It's
See,
like,
that's why hate doesn't really
Listen.
like bother me because I'm like, you're only saying this because you're unhappy with yourself.
I have to be.
Listen,
I'll pray
man,
for you.
if you
like-
want to dance with some pork chops next to me, I don't give a fuck, nigga. Go dance. Go dance with
Why
those
can't-
SpaghettiOs.
this
I don't
kind
give a
of-
shit.
You know what it is? It doesn't fall.
fuck?
It doesn't fall in line on what society has taught black men to be: jovial, happy, smiling,
That's
dancing.
a good point.
Honestly, this press run for Creed 3
Go
has
ahead.
really
I was about to go
has
there.
really like shown
Shown
people's
you, yo.
true colors because Michael B. Jordan and Jonathan Majors, they show genuine love for each other and interest in each other, and like they uplift each other. And it's not, hey black man, hey king, like, you know what I'm saying?
He touched
we haven't been programmed or rewarded
Yeah.
for showing love and being
one another.
vulnerable
Right.
and laughing and
You
dancing.
get a
and
record
now,
deal for dropping a
granted,
nigga. You right.
I'm facts. I'm not
Let that go
gonna
over your head.
like some
Right.
of the dancing guy. I know what you're talking about. Like it comes off a little cringe,
sure.
right? I think it definitely comes off cringe, but I think
Sure.
maybe
Wait.
that's a part of his madness.
And if it comes off, but here's my thing.
You talking about
I don't know his name.
I don't know his name, and I feel bad not knowing his
does he
name.
have a famous brother?
It's dancing. I don't want to say gorilla, but I think
Oh,
he goes
wait,
by
no.
dancing gorilla.
Nah, he don't. If he calls himself Dancing Gorilla, then everything we said doesn't matter.
Nah,
Grooving
it's still,
Gorilla.
It's still.
Oh, so we fucked up.
No,
What you
no.
mean?
No.
Jacking that. This black nigga calling himself a gorilla?
Grooving
Listen,
gorilla.
let me tell you something.
I'm not jacking
got
that.
muscles.
He's bro.
If we-
Grooving gorilla.
If there's a stereotype and my people are
got
making money
muscles.
off of the stereotype,
I'm not
that's
going for
use
that.
the fucking
I'm not
stereotype.
going-
I'm not doing
because
that.
now you give the incentive to anybody who comes across your shit to look at your black ass and say you're a gorilla. Fuck that. Are you crazy?
Isn't
I
that-
mean, why is he going by grooving gorilla?
Because he wants
Switch
groove
up
with
is
chicken.
crazy.
Why is he a gorilla? Why
Because
he
a
gotta
gorilla-
do that?
because
That's against us.
But that's also our mindset as far as what we deem a gorilla from a racial standpoint.
Right,
Because
right.
at the end of the day, a gorilla is a very strong fucking animal that is
Right.
feared and revered
this
in
man
the jungle.
does have muscles.
And he's a big dude. But unfortunately, no, I'm not saying. What are you talking about? I know where you're coming from. But what I'm saying is, at the same time, I'm looking at this man and I'm like, okay, you definitely maybe knew what you were doing when you called yourself grooving gorilla.
I'm not gonna
But
hold
I'm
you,
not
bro.
gonna sit here.
Outside of the N-word, monkey gorilla is dead ass the next
It's
thing.
a very-
Why are you parading
See that?
yourself around
Racial-
doing like
back
that's
to
a
the
racial?
subjectiveness. You see
like,
what I'm
come
saying,
on,
Dub?
bro. Know our history and
Okay.
don't
You see what I'm
put
saying?
that on force. Like seriously, bro.
I understand.
Yeah, yeah.
Gorilla? I understand. I understand. At the
crazy.
same time, I'm just not gonna sit here and fucking try to deep dive and dissect this man and say, hey man, you're fucking it up for us right now.
You
that might
are
not-
though.
But that might not be his
Calling
position.
yourself
do that,
a gorilla
man.
is
I've watched the video.
fucking it up for me.
I've watched.
do
I've
that.
watched the interview with him, and they asked him about the gorilla thing, right?
All right, answer
and he
that.
just says, "Yo, back to his muscles. Like, I'm strong.
built.
I'm kind of built
crazy.
like a
That's
gorilla."
crazy.
Now he probably knows the other side. He probably thought it's probably just marketing for him, right? Maybe he knows that right off the back
Also,
of his
like,
head.
him calling himself that does not mean he's giving other people permission to call, like white
Listen,
people to call him
niggas
that.
be
Like,
racist for free. I'm
Nah,
gonna go get this shit for money.
Yes, it does.
Fuck
does.
yeah.
My ad name
I'm not
is
gonna lie.
Groovin' Gorilla.
That not saying that makes it tough to be like, okay, go ahead, but it is
That
it is something-
changes
It
this.
doesn't change it for me. It doesn't
for me. It
change
does
for
because
me.
it's the lens at which people are gonna look at you.
I hear you.
Perspective.
Of
What
And
if
you're
he
saying
really
you're a
wanted
grooving gorilla.
that name? Like he just genuinely wanted it. Like
But that's what I'm saying. We're not great. We're not
Be
gonna grant that
self-aware,
grace
bro.
though. Of
Be
just like,
self-aware.
hey, maybe he just wanted that name.
If a big white guy did that and paraded himself talking about the big cracker, what do you think? That's a play.
I let him eat the chicken.
That's where do we get cracker from?
And what have they called us historically? Monkeys, gorillas.
I understand.
And, like, what are we
A
talking
gorilla
about?
is still an actual animal. I'm not being
We're not
ignorant to
doing that.
I'm not being ignorant to your point. I want to make very, very clear. I'm not being ignorant to
'cause
your
it's
point.
some shit there.
Because
Like, be
it
happy.
feels like there's some shit there. But but what I'm really just paying attention to in that regard, minus this fucking name, which is crazy.
That's what I'm saying.
I hear you. The
I
name
was
is
with
the
you,
name
bro.
is wild.
You saw
the
I
name
was
is
with you.
wild.
That changed
no, I
everything.
get you. But it also is coming from him. That's him. That's his choice. He has a right to call himself whatever the fuck he wants. But the other thing
fucked up,
is,
but he do.
I was glad to see just a black man. Not with a gun in his hand, not being a criminal, having a good time, having fun, whether you think he's shucking and driving or whatever. I was just glad to say, bro, he's literally not hurting anyone. And I am not insecure as a black man to
like
say,
that.
I'm not insecure as a black man to say, yo, bro, you making us look bad.
You saw-
I'm not that insecure as a black
you
man.
see
to
my
say
brother.
that.
You see his video?
Which
Look,
video?
I
you
didn't see
shut
the
up.
video.
Like hitting his chest like a.
Oh, yeah?
He's making this
bad.
really.
Look at this.
It's
That
bad.
nigga is
Nah,
crazy.
see, I'm not. Come on,
That
bro.
ain't he don't come
right
from my
message,
family.
wrong example, Dev.
Thank you.
Yeah,
come
he
on.
he made it.
Yo,
Wait, wait,
Nah,
wait,
he's
wait.
wildin'.
Did
Let
he
me
put
see
a
that.
tail in a mask on?
Alright,
With a
yeah,
hat.
yeah.
Like, what are we
I see why-
talking
yeah,
about?
We can see why they
And
mad.
he's walking like. You know
Yeah,
what I
we
mean?
could see why
My
they
thing,
mad.
a situation like that, yeah, bro,
see
you
why
have
they
friends?
mad.
Like, you tell your friends
Like
this?
he's not simply just
Did you vet
dancing
this
and
through
expressing
anybody?
himself. He's doing
He's
other
wildin', bro.
I've never seen him put the fucking.
That's
what is-
crazy.
what the
Context
fuck are you
matters.
doing?
Nah, you see niggas, right?
He was
Yeah,
trying
but
to-
it's but this is what makes me so fucking mad, man.
Because you
See?
be
Because it's like, what the fuck are you doing? All right, with that,
Mm-hmm.
with the, it's like, why you put on a mask and a tail?
See?
That's what people are
fucking.
saying.
doing too much.
What the fuck are we?
That's the problem with the name.
It's wild.
Because
Okay.
even if
I'm
he
still
feels
not
like
killing him for go dancing and shit, but God damn.
Like you could kill, but you know what? That piece of content you showed up was different, right? Majority of the content we see from
I've
him.
never seen that.
But that's what I'm saying.
I've never
Majority
seen
of the
that.
shit we see
Like
from him
people will
is
hate
him
on the normal ass video
eating-
regardless.
Right?
so.
Yeah, right. Like we mostly see him eating food.
He texted
Alright, when
me.
we see you with a gorilla tail on your ass, alright, we gonna get a little angry.
What the fuck is
I ain't
that?
gonna front. It's perspective.
Play the video
It's
on
just
your phone.
perspective.
No, I don't want to press play. I don't want to add to that algorithm. My thing with that, I'm not gonna lie. That's a little.
It's a little.
Hey man.
Hey man, you good?
Like,
Yeah.
all right.
I feel it.
See?
Yeah.
So
I still, but
I
the
understand
nuance.
your message. I'm with
okay,
you. We
the nuance-
together, Dad.
okay,
Look at me.
so
Look at me.
erase-
Look at me.
Yeah.
We're
So,
together.
so
you the captain.
We're together.
So what I
together.
will say is what I
Together.
was getting at was I do enjoy when I see black men having a good
I
time,
understand your point. Yeah.
be in themselves,
Absolutely.
Yeah.
no criminal behavior, no guns, no fighting. just being themselves, whether
Understood.
that is like his name is Jonathan Majors? Jonathan Majors situation where I know, where they was getting at him for the Vogue. Was it the Vogue
Yes.
cover?
Yeah.
And for Rihanna and
ASAP.
ASAP. I
Oh,
think
they was angry
I
for
don't
that
I
too?
do not agree with y'all at
They
all.
were saying a bunch of stuff. With
Yeah,
that.
they were saying that
your
they were
opinion to yourself, see?
emasculating ASAP Rocky and stuff like that. Not me. If
didn't see
Rihanna's my chick, I will gladly get behind you and hold your hand. I don't see a problem with
Right?
that.
And
What
a
the
baby.
fuck?
I'm not that insecure as a man.
That's
It's-
why, but that's why also why Rocky's chilling. Like he doesn't care.
Yeah, I know he
knows
doesn't.
he's him.
But what's
Mad-
up with
mad
everybody?
unbothered.
But what's up with everybody seeing someone that's not them and identifying with themselves?
I don't know.
Like,
I've never
bro,
been
you're
like
not
that.
Rocky. You can't pull Rihanna. Like,
Yo, Reggie, I've never seen another nigga and go, that nigga's me.
That nigga's me?
I've never, in my all
That would
my
be weird,
years,
yeah.
I've never, but people do.
Or he represents me.
I'd be like, nah, that's him right there. That ain't me.
I think because it's new, bro. Honestly,
Oh, it's new? What's
I-
new?
I
Dancing
think-
for chicken?
That's certainly not
Dancing
new.
for chicken?
I think what's new is seeing us in this light. I think it's new.
In what light?
in
Like-
in being vulnerable
Outward.
and in being in touch with femininity as black men. It's new.
see what
It's a
you're
new idea. It's a new like you said early in the podcast
Uh-huh.
that the previous generation, right? It's fun to watch them be uncomfortable with today's norms, right?
I don't think it's fun. I think it's scary
It's interesting.
to watch
It's
them.
interesting to
Okay.
watch them
It's interesting.
like try to find their footing in today.
Yeah.
Like seeing black men
yeah.
be open and laughing and comfortable and touch each other and hug each other. Like
I love
that,
it.
But
Yeah, he's
that's
saying it's
new.
different,
That's
though.
all I'm
Yeah,
saying.
it is different to
That's
them.
why it's a story because.
Yeah.
And when have you ever seen the black man tend to the black woman on the cover stand behind her in support?
I thought it was so powerful.
Like,
I was
I
like,
didn't
yo,
know.
what do you want?
Why was
yo,
they
in that
beefing with
moment,
it?
I was like,
I didn't even know
They
what
were,
was beef.
what
they,
did
they were
y'all
saying
want?
Yo,
they were
these-
saying based off of how the picture was.
They brought the math out. That was
Oh my
ridiculous
God,
with
it
the
was
geometry and the
fucking
signals.
ridiculous.
No, not the
What?
I didn't hear that part, but the part that I did hear that they were saying was that it made it was more so playing to emasculating men, where
I think because his edges
See,
was
get out
laid.
your head.
Like his edges was laid and niggas
Nah.
really
So it
couldn't
wasn't
hold-
manly
like,
because-
because he
because-
was behind her, he was holding the baby, and
Yeah.
they were saying they were alluding to the fact that ASAP should have been leading, and Rihanna should have had the kid with the baby.
See, stop right there. Stop right
Should
there.
have been holding the baby behind him.
Stop right there.
It's
All
her
of y'all,
cover. Like, why would he?
get out of your head.
That's just true.
Yeah.
We're just passing down stereo.
I'm
That's
telling
not just
you,
passing down
we
roles.
see something and we internalize it and we go, yeah, would I do that? If I wouldn't do that, I can't.
I love seeing a black man hold his child.
Yeah.
Why would I
That's
want to
great.
see
I
Yeah.
think that's amazing for
Yeah.
other people to also see.
Yep.
That I can walk down the block with my child and people go, "Oh, I seen ASAP Rocky do that."
Yeah.
So it's cool for me, even though I don't need that verification for me to do it. But I see that a lot. I even think about as far as you said, like even when you said. This is new to see men in this light. You know what confuses me about it? Because I look at the 80s and I see some of our figures. I see Prince. I see what they wore. I see Rick James.
I have
I
an
think
answer
about
for
those
that. I have an
times.
answer for that. I have an answer
No,
for that.
but I'm saying I'm bringing it up and saying like so. I'm like, so what is like what happened? What went on? Why is it like
Tupac.
In the
so
80s,
strange?
in the 80s,
Nose ring.
bro, in the 80s, we had DJ Herc and the 5 Percenters. Hip hop wasn't fully like the culture of it, right?
So you think
It
our
wa-
culture really, hip
Absolutely.
hop culture really created
Absolutely.
that extreme masculine? Like,
Absolutely.
Yeah,
that's
I
an
could
interesting.
see.
That's an interesting take.
I'm watching
I'm
Wu
not-
Tang right now, right?
That's interesting.
I'm watching the new Wu Tang season, right? And now we're getting to see gangster rappers elevate. But the show came in on a few of these cats and some gangsters that's trying to rap now.
That's true.
You get what I'm saying?
Yeah,
So
I've seen
again,
it,
what's
yeah.
that? Like early 90s?
Yeah.
So when you go to the 80s, bro, look at the structure. You got pop music that's super popular.
Yeah.
The biggest pop stars are flourishing.
Right.
That's the majority. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
That's what encompassed the culture at that time. You
yeah.
know what I'm
Okay.
saying?
Yeah.
At now,
like the Beatles.
right?
We got
yeah.
more.
and that was a little
we
earlier
got
though.
more subcultures.
We got more
created.
subcultures now. You get what I'm saying? So off the subculture, it was like, yo,
Hip hop soul culture.
the gangster shit is the fly shit for the most part.
And it's the easiest. It's the most accessible. It's easier to go sell drugs than to go snort a line of coke because black people is expensive. Coke is an expensive
Nah, you're
drug.
right.
Rick James doing coke in the 70s and the 80s and whenever he was doing cocaine, like that was his that was his recreation. That was a time period where those people could afford it doing that shit in Beverly Hills. Like I heard a story, I think it was Eddie Murphy. He was talking about an interview where he got stuck in Buffalo, New York at Rick James's house because there was a snowstorm and nobody could fly out. and he alluded that there was just a bunch of cocaine happening in Rick James's house. Like, it's easier to identify with the gangster thug story than it is the guy who's wearing the assless chaps singing to women.
Word.
You know,
Especially
like
now.
assless chaps are
Especially
not
now.
really easy to get
Yeah.
compared to a gun in the hood.
Like Prince, right? God bless.
What's easier to get?
Between what?
Assless chaps in a
You
really
Glock. Wanted to ask me that. Nigga said, no, stay here.
We got to do the science.
Assless chaps or a
or
gun in the
Glock.
hood?
Or Glock.
Ashless chaps is pretty easy to get.
I don't
today.
think so. Assless chaps.
If you know where to look.
I can definitely tell you where to
forget
go.
Go to
Bro,
Rainbow.
in the hood.
You forget who you're asking.
I'm saying in the
Yeah,
hood.
go to Rainbow.
So you saying I can't walk out of the hood and go
They
get the
don't.
assless chaps?
That's what I'm saying. They don't.
They got
I
Amazon
can
now, don't they?
order them.
Dev is different. Yeah. Devs knows where to get stuff.
But I
And
feel like all of us can
people.
type in ass. I promise.
Yo,
you type in
Alex,
assless
no.
chaps right now. Camden will find them for you right now.
Don't do that. don't
Your
I'll fuck
algorithm's
with
gonna
you.
be messed
Yo,
up.
Your
Alex,
algorithm be fucked up.
hit your group
Boom,
chat.
found it.
But where you get them from?
Sheen.
Well, now today we got
Damn,
Amazon. I
Amazon got it.
forgot.
Let's go.
Back in the 90s, early 2000s.
Yes, it was. It might have been a little bit tougher to get assless chaps. Is that what you're saying? That it was
I'm just
tougher back
saying,
then?
It's
FYE.
harder to identify with that lifestyle and those people and that culture and the flamboyance.
That was a
the
horrible
flamboyance.
example. It's such a good point. That was one of like the worst, best. You're good at that.
Thank you,
That was
brother.
good.
Thank
no
you.
funny
Thank
shit.
you, man. Just the flamboyance is harder
get
to
you.
relate to
And to be a part of
compared to the
culturally.
person that's hard
Absolutely.
and filled with toxic masculinity, as they like to call it, right?
Absolutely.
It's easy to be a top-
It's
even that-
easier to identify with the hood than the guy who's riding a motorcycle with
Okay.
purple assless chaps.
Okay,
Absolutely.
because probably you're not around people that are.
It's not acceptable.
Yeah, like,
You're
even
not
if you do
around
like
it.
identify with like the more flamboyant lifestyle, it's just not as easily. You can't just express it.
It's harder to
It's harder to
exercise.
just
You can't be open
exercise
about
as the
it.
other
We've
one.
never seen
Well, not.
another
I mean,
Prince.
now you can't.
Now you can, but back then,
we've never
okay.
seen
We've
another
never
Prince.
seen another Prince.
I don't. Let me.
We've never seen
Prince
another
doesn't
Prince.
take off in 2023 like the way he did in the 80s.
Maybe not.
I don't think so. Everything has changed.
I don't know because I wasn't there.
I could be wrong.
I can't
I
speak
don't
to
know.
it because
We can't
I can't speak
even-
to that.
I
We
could
can't
be
speak to
wrong.
that.
We
Well,
can't
he'll,
even
He's one of the
he'll always
greatest.
be a star.
He's one of the
like-
greatest musicians of all time.
We can't even speculate that.
I don't know.
Because we
hear
don't
it.
even care about musicians like that
Yeah.
these
But
days.
that's why I'm bringing
Like
it.
if somebody's a musician,
That's
that
why
don't
I'm
mean nothing.
But Devon,
Today,
that's
isn't that fucked
Devon,
up?
that's exactly why I'm bringing it up.
Yeah.
That'd be my point. So when the time changes, everything changes.
Because look at the top people. Do they even play instruments?
It's all synths and
It's production.
yeah.
Just
A lot of production.
Yeah.
So I think about that. I go, damn, it's just a different time. So I can't even compare them. But I did think about that. I thought that was kind of interesting. I was like, well, we had some very, how can I say? We had men that seemed very in touch with their feminine side, right? From the way they dress. And that all, I feel like that stemmed from rock and roll as well. Because that was a big thing in rock and roll with the hair and the fucking blouses. Like guys used to do that. And I always say, hey, like, huh? How did we go? It feel like we were like right there. It was like it was fun. It was mainstream, like to dress that way and stuff like that for men. Like you know what I mean. But now it's like the slightest thing, and it's considered emasculating. But then at the same time, people complain about toxic masculinity. It's like, hey,
Yo,
what do you want
The
from
thing
me?
was, like, I don't even know if you could make a gangster record in the 70s, early
See what I'm
80s,
saying?
because I don't
'Cause
even
what
know
was
if
popular?
gangsters were a thing.
It was a
I
thing.
think
There was a thing.
Like, no,
Yeah.
of course, niggas was hard. Like,
But you talking
people were
about,
doing things, but
like,
I
in the
think
populace?
like the gang culture really got prominent, gang banging, and then also drugs. I think drug dealing had a lot to do with that shift too.
I think more so
because the
drug
drug dealers had to be the tough guys,
And that
that
became
happened in the
culture.
80s. You
Absolutely.
get what I'm saying? So
Absolutely.
people were wearing the tight clothes in the 70s and the afros and the perms in the 70s, and then crack came.
Yeah.
And then crack users needed crack dealers.
Okay.
And the crack dealers became that's a new phenomenon,
Uh-huh.
which leads to NWA, which leads to all of these other.
and
Like
this
we
is how-
literally got
see
to
what I'm
watch
saying?
The
another
war-
That's how
subgenre
it started.
got created.
The war on drugs, the war on hip hop. I
Absolutely.
think it was Al Gore's wife. I think Al Gore's wife was the one that was leading the charge on that.
think
Where she
so.
was like, we need to ban rap music.
Oh,
yeah,
shit.
Yeah,
Yeah, I think that
Oh,
was,
Heifers.
I'm not sure if it was Al Gore's wife. Al Gore? I forgot whose
who was-
wife
I know
it was. I forgot
Nancy
who it was.
said no to drugs.
That was. I don't want to say that's funny, but that's a classic commercial.
That's what she
No, the
said.
most classic.
Nancy
Stop doing.
Pelosi?
Reagan.
Reagan. Reagan.
I know, we
One
know
of-
why you think
about
about
to say,
Nancy.
One of the most classic. What you on?
He, yeah, he,
I ain't
like,
saying
he
nothing.
spoke on it before.
You like her? You
I
think
don't
she's
know.
attractive?
I didn't know
She's
she was
married.
built out.
You find Nancy Pelosi attractive?
She has
I just-
grandchildren.
I just think
That don't mean a
I
damn
just-
thing.
Shit, I
Bernice
voted
Burgos
for
has
shit.
grandchildren?
You're damn
Yeah.
right.
She does?
You're damn right.
She's changing the narrative on grandma.
I'm ready to be the pappy.
Wonderful. She's a beautiful woman. But when I explain to my girl, I'm like, hey, I think she's almost 50.
Ready to be the
And
pappy.
my girl was like, I'm like, she's almost 50. And
trying
she's
to be-
still like,
She invested
one
in
of
her
the
body.
ones.
Like
I don't know
LeBron,
nothing
like
about her
LeBron.
body. I don't know.
She invested. She's the female
invested-
You know
LeBron.
LeBron?
She invested her body
She's like
like-
LeBron?
funny.
That's funny.
LeBron put $1 million into his body.
She a year.
She might have put in 1.5.
I would
a
believe
year.
more if for like she getting money. Don't get it. Bernice gets money,
Don't get
bro.
it fucked up.
Sure. she's a legend.
Wow.
Bernice can get me out the house any day.
The fact that she made Bernice a fly name because Bernice is a
you don't
nasty
even
ass
think about
name.
No, it's not. Bernice is a hard name.
Bernice is not
Bernice
a hard
chill.
name.
Bernice
that
is a hard
sounds
name.
like
It's not like a
60s.
baddie name.
Back in the day,
That's-
it wasn't.
Reggie
Uh,
said
That's
baddie name.
the baddie check. Not a baddie name. I remember a lot of women back in the day were named Bernice. Like that's an older name.
Yeah,
It's
That
a
is
nasty ass
Bernice.
name.
Yeah, we always land here with the names and chicks and be like, and we start discriminating against people's names.
OD.
Like
Yeah.
Alex, I don't know what the fuck to think of you. If I don't know
Yo,
you,
relax.
I don't know.
No, back up.
Seem like you went to school.
I ain't going.
You know who? Speaking of women, right? You know who?
Oh, shit.
I'm kind of.
Hold up, but this nigga
Words
here.
right out of my mouth,
This nigga
Savon.
gets to
Speaking
talk
of
when
women,
he said
speaking of women,
We get scared.
yo, when
Nah.
you go speaking of
Speaking of women,
speaking of these hoes.
definitely not these hoes.
I was kidding. It was a joke. I'm not saying women are hoes. Oh my god. I hope not. Please.
I'm liking.
Oh, shit.
what you like from the women
hold up.
these days?
no.
Yo, you send your transitions in the group chat so we can approve them.
What do you like from the
Right.
Don't
women?
just start segueing shit. Yo, send your shit.
It's not gonna be flagrant.
So HR could approve. Alex,
What you
Yo,
think
very-
about the women's species
very
these
tasteful.
days?
Yo, be careful. I'm
What they
HR.
doing?
Okay. So speaking of women, right?
Okay.
I like watching Savannah James's glow up. Not glow up, but her. You
This
know,
has been a Need to Know podcast.
No,
What you
no,
need to
what
know.
you talking about?
When you need to know.
no,
on
in the
Need
sense
to
of
Know
like
podcast.
because she's been more so like behind the scenes, behind
Facts.
LeBron. Now she's like doing her modeling thing, and I like to see it because
She's an
usually
icon.
she's an icon.
She's modeling
Legit.
now?
Okay.
Yeah.
I
Let's
didn't see her
change
modeling.
words because I also like the transition.
Okay.
Usually when people say glow up beard, it sound
Not,
like
yeah, no.
it
Let me
sound
rephrase
like
that. Not,
yo, there was a little busted.
no. I changed it.
Okay.
I changed more so to
yeah.
you know, her stepping in front of the, you know, in front of.
She
the-
has been
Yes.
more visible.
Yes,
LeBron's
more
light.
visible.
I've been
yeah.
seeing her more.
Absolutely.
I have been seeing
Yeah,
her
she's
more.
been going to 2 events by herself and shit.
Yeah.
Shit like that.
Very attractive.
and
lady.
Yeah,
and I,
absolutely.
you know, I just think it's cool
Gorgeous.
because I would love to hear from her perspective on like what it's like to be like a wife
Of
having
the biggest.
you know an athlete.
yeah, I haven't seen her
ever.
talk. Has she done any interviews?
I don't think so. I could be wrong, but
That's
I
definitely
LeBron
by
probably put
choice.
that in her contract.
here we go.
Now, all the
know.
baddies keep their opinions to themselves, Lori Harvey. I'm trying to tell y'all something. Keep that opinion to yourself.
Lori is
No.
moves so ill.
No,
we
because
just talked about it, right?
Yeah.
What'd you say, Reggie?
No, because
Ew.
according to Pierre, she's too loud with it.
Who?
And I was like,
Who said that?
Who?
Damn.
You were like,
I said that.
You said
you said that. You were like, we were talking about like her dating life, and you were like,
Uh-oh.
nah, but she's too like
She good. She
forward
don't
with it.
forget
And
nothing.
then
Nah, I
Savon said, yo, I've never heard her speak, Pierre. I was like, Pierre, what do you mean by that?
Nah,
A
I
lot
like
of us
that.
never heard her
So you
voice.
didn't say that?
Wait, real quick,
Yeah,
before you
look at y'all
rebuttal,
stuttering.
Okay.
Look at
before,
y'all stuttering.
yo, be careful what
Women's
you
Month.
say around Reggie, bro.
Oh my God.
Because she no,
Oh my
not
God.
no.
It was
I'm just
Women's
saying
Month.
you remember.
Oh, I do.
Watch
I was
yourself.
yo,
I do.
Reggie. I was just bigging you up. I'm sorry.
Yeah, nah. She
But
don't
yeah.
You
remember.
never said that?
Lori, what? Lori Harvey?
Because we were talking about Lori once, and then Pierre was like, nah, but she's just too like
See?
flashy with it. You said something
Nah,
like that. I was like,
I did,
how?
but you know what I
I like
think
how
happened?
Lori moves.
I never heard her speak. Still,
I think
That's,
I think
fire. That's fire.
not fire.
I love
I think
it.
that's one of my superpowers as an adulting.
I bet-
Knowing when to shut the fuck up.
well,
I told you
ain't
that
say
before.
but I'm not saying that's about Lori, but I get what you're saying.
She's a Capricorn.
Shit.
More know how I feel
the
about
way,
Capricorns.
the way she
Y'all know how I
moves
feel.
with dudes
Knowing when to
lets
shit.
me know.
Let me chill.
Oh, we don't have to have gender roles at all.
Nah, what's a-
she
what's that?
moves
She-
like some fly dudes that I know, bro.
Hello?
I was
Hello?
when I-
NDAs, fucking. She's fucking. The way she moves is
Hello?
crazy fire.
I think what was in my mind is more so what I was hearing other people saying, because that's the only side that I've heard.
I'll take
I've never heard. Till this day, I haven't heard a perspective, you know, championing how she's kind of, you know, just moving.
Yeah, so if you want to be a baddie, work out, drink water, and shut the fuck up.
Yo, Lori Harvey she's having a good time, bro.
toxic.
She's having a good time. Whether you agree with her
This go for men
lifestyle,
and women. This go for men and
whether
women.
you agree,
If you want to be a man baddie, you gotta shut the fuck up
Yeah,
and work on your
please
ass.
clean that up.
Oh, you thought I was just talking about women?
Please clean that up.
Oh no!
I was like,
What
oh,
he said?
he gonna stand on
yeah,
this?
let me be clear. No.
Clean what up?
Say it again.
Oh yeah, listen.
What
if
you
wanna-
originally said.
If you want to be a baddie, male or woman.
Well, he originally say.
Oh, my
male or
fault.
woman. He
I
said
thought-
female.
That's 'cause-
was like, wait,
I
like,
know,
I'm
male
lost,
or woman?
but I like that I'm lost. I want the audience to know I'm lost,
Yeah.
but good.
Yeah, what? Absolutely. Let's go for everybody. Anybody could be a baddie. We done
said,
talked about this already,
Drink water.
right?
Okay.
And
Work out.
and shut the fuck up. And you're gonna be one of the baddest to ever live. Look at all the people that you don't hear from, and they be bad as shit.
That's a fact.
I can't speak to the men because I don't go that way. You feel me? But
Male
I'm sure
baddies.
Reggie can.
There's a lot of male baddies, and the only way I be hearing about the relationship is because it gets
What?
reported.
What?
They don't be saying nothing.
Don't be saying nothing.
But let me tell you something. I will say this to Lori Harvey.
Please.
I see how the internet, be going after her and stuff like that. For me personally, bro, the fact that she doesn't say, oh, fucking word
flyest shit ever.
is the flyest shit
the flyest shit
ever, bro.
And
No
the
statements.
The only reason why we know so much, she's not like, even when she was with Michael B. Jordan, she must have like posted like 2 pictures with him over a
Maybe.
year.
I remember seeing.
Yep.
Yeah.
And then the reason why we know so much is because people are obsessed with her.
Yes.
Like it's not her fault. Like she's just
And Reggie,
bad. Like, yeah.
I don't think people
are
understand.
obsessed with that lady.
And we can end on this because this is kind of like a full circle point to opinions and everything. I don't think people understand the power in that of just keeping some of the thoughts to yourself. Because look at how much
This nigga, yo, who made you mad, bro?
Yo, what happened?
He's like, no, everybody shut the fuck
Yeah.
up.
Like, we need a
That's the
podcast.
episode
No,
title.
we can talk.
We gotta talk.
We gonna talk.
Somebody made this nigga
No,
mad.
they just be
Because you like, yo,
talking,
dead ass, people don't understand. You gotta
He's like,
shut
stop
the fuck
tweeting.
up.
Like,
You ever, and you guys don't have to admit to who it is. Okay. You ever have a fave that's a celebrity, artist, actor, whatever, and you hear that motherfucker talk like out of a script or out of a verse,
And you go, wait
and
a
you
minute.
go, wait a minute, I wish I wouldn't have heard that.
It's not that
There
dope.
is so much power
Yeah.
in that, and I don't think a lot of people understand. Like Lori, we talk about her all the time, and she don't say nothing to us.
Not a damn
Look at
word.
the power. I think there's so much power and peace in that, and I'm trying to do more of it, except when I'm recording.
I don't know
everyone
what she
shut up.
sounds
That's
like.
the caveat.
To this day, I don't know what her voice sounds like, and I know a lot of people have said that. I don't know what that lady's voice sounds like. That is so fire.
and I think
She is
that's
a
the-
she's figured out how to be on social media, but still have that mystique.
Yeah.
and not be like, oh my God, look at me, I'm so mysterious.
Yeah, I don't feel like she
yeah.
tries hard. It's really weird.
And that
love it.
brings intrigue,
It's
which
so
Exactly.
intriguing, right?
continues her
the
startup.
fuck
Fucking
up.
fire! I would love it. That image is that image is. She figured it out. She cracked the code.
Shut your mouth.
She's like, I don't gotta do much. I feel like her voice is like, I don't have to do much.
Silencio.
I feel like her voice is like Michael Jackson. Like, I don't have to do much.
Cállate.
I have no idea. I don't know what she sounds like. I don't care to hear what she sounds like. I think she should continue to do what she does.
Yeah,
'Cause it's working.
it
And I
works
think,
for her.
and,
Shout out to
and
you,
I
Lori.
hope that some people are modeling their
He's trying to clean it up.
yeah. 'Cause I'm about
He's
to
trying
go
to clean
crazy
it
on
up.
my
What
head.
you
Like,
say?
hold
What you
up.
about to say?
I can see the
Be more like Lori?
the gear turning in his
Yeah,
head.
just
Be
you know,
more like Lori.
Wow.
I think you should, act like a lady, think like a man. That's all.
Oh,
What
like
the
her father.
fuck?
Oh,
That's
that
what
was
she
smooth.
did. That's
That
what
was
she
smooth.
did.
She
Her
acts
father
like a
put the
lady,
book
thinks
out. Don't
like a
forget. Come on now.
Damn, she kind of does do that.
Her father put the book out. Come on now.
Okay.
I love
I'm not
how she
saying
moves.
that's what women should do. I'm not saying that, but I'm just
Steve
saying
said
like
it.
I like.
I said Steve.
I like how Lori Harvey moves. That's it. I just like how Lori Harvey moves. I'm speaking for Lori Harvey. I like how she moves.
Fact.
Whether you like her lifestyle or not, I like how the girl moves.
Yeah, no.
She ain't hurting me. She ain't hurting nobody.
Neither is
She's
the
hurting.
Gorilla Groovy nigga.
All right. I'm not gonna lie.
He ain't hurting you either.
That
but-
right there, man.
when you don't see it,
fuck that.
when you
Like-
just hear, the
When,
complaints.
when I
it's
just see a
something
guy
different.
just dancing and fucking, and I see people come, I'm like, why y'all killing? He just dancing and blah
But
blah.
do you get it now?
But then when you show me a video of him with a mask and a fucking tail,
beating his chest.
What type of mask? Yeah, beating your chest. Having muscles like that does not warrant you
and
to beat
calling
your chest.
yourself, it's just
That-
a
What's it
lot.
called? Gorilla what?
Gorilla Groovy.
Gorilla Groovy.
Groovy gorilla.
Gorilla.
Hold on.
Grooving gorilla.
The big groove.
I mean, that's not an
GG.
image. I mean, I don't know. It's hard. This is what and this is where this is where the world gets so confused. And this is why, to Alex's point, sometimes you just should. You don't have to have a fucking opinion about everything.
Thank you.
And this is where it comes to that full circle. We're
Thank
just
you.
like, yo, there's so much information we get fed on a daily fucking
Thank
basis
you.
that it's like,
could
fam,
pick something
you
else.
can't
and
humanly
choose.
like have an opinion on all of this stuff. And if you do, then a lot of those chances are a lot of those opinions may be out of ignorance because you don't fucking know.
Yes.
So at the end of the day, is he killing anybody? Is he murdering anyone? Thank
Well,
you.
we don't know.
Thank you for not murdering. Hey, to my knowledge, thank you for not murdering anyone. I'm just saying. All I'm saying is thank you for not killing anyone or hurting anyone at this
That's
point.
the bare
it.
minimum, though.
That is the bare minimum, and that's what I'll take.
That's the problem.
Because the
Yeah, I
internet,
was
it
just gonna
gives
say
me.
that.
So that's the problem. The bare
Well,
minimum.
If that's the standard to
like that's
Oh
not
no
the
no no! Y'all
standard.
niggas. Oh y'all the internet. Y'all the
moving the
comments.
goalposts.
That's
the standard.
crazy.
How you get to the standard?
moving
That was
the
foul.
goalposts.
For
If
you to go to the standard is
that's-
crazy.
No,
I ain't say
standard in the
standard.
sense if that's the standard to like starting to do well.
No. I ain't say that. Oh yeah.
Yeah, that's
right.
crazy.
I mean,
All I
you
said
kind of
is,
did.
At this point, after further investigation, I need to look into this guy
See?
a little more. But I will stand on
Yeah.
that. I do like to see
Yeah.
black. Not talking about the grooving gorilla here. I do like to see black men in different lights.
Yeah.
Okay.
I enjoy
Okay.
seeing black
That's
men
fair,
in
that's
different
fair.
lights that we're not used to seeing them in.
Absolutely.
Same.
Because
That's
honestly,
it.
that's because
That's
you know,
clean.
to your point, Devon,
That's done.
that's the only way this changes. If y'all get out of that
done.
gangster love, gangster rap shit we grew up on. He's
It's-
right.
We still love the gangster rap, right? We still always want to have a
It's not
place
gonna
for
go
it.
nowhere, but you're right.
But
you
I would
gotta
like
start
to
accepting other things.
I'd like to see
I
I'd
hear
like
it.
to see us
I hear
like
it.
liking other things as well. I'd like to
hear
see us start championing other things as well. And I do understand that I do have to put action to those words. So I'm a part of that as well. I will say that.
I agree.
Because we've put so much value in fucking real niggas. You know what I mean? Like what do we criticize? Like, yo, that's a real nigga.
Question for you.
What's up?
Speaking of seeing black people, in different spaces doing well,
Mm-hmm.
do you think super left? But do you think J.R. Smith kind of brought a resurgence to black people
Yo.
in golf
Yo, what is
than
need to know
Tiger?
about.
Can I say something? Whoa. All right.
has
Take
been-
Tiger Woods out of the
This has
sentence.
been a need to know
But,
podcast.
but hold on, the thing with J.R.
What
Smith.
you need
yo,
to
yo,
know.
yo, yo. You're
When you need to know.
I like your
wait,
point.
Hold up. Send your segues
Yeah.
before you just start
I
saying
like
it.
your
Yo,
point.
text
You
your
hear?
shit. We got a group chat, bro.
J.R.
Do you hear
Smith
him? Do you
is
hear him?
doing God's work right
Yeah.
now.
Yeah.
Real talk. He's
hear
kind
him?
of changing some narratives.
You hear him?
Because he has a huge,
That
his
nigga
G,
brought
I
up
heard his
J.R.
GPA
Smith.
Yep, he went
super
back to
high,
school. Yep.
and he's on his college golf team, right?
Yep,
And
yep.
he's killing. I heard he's doing well.
And he's just started a golf podcast.
This has been a need to
That's
know
dope.
podcast.
Because you see that man with all those tattoos, and you would never,
Yeah.
never, a black man in a different light, right? He's being himself.
I see what you're saying.
I like that.
See?
That's great.
So him and Schoolboy Q changing it for blacks, right?
What's Schoolboy Q do? He golf
He
too?
golf too.
Schoolboy
Oh, yeah.
really changed
Oh, yeah. He's
changed
just-
himself.
he's a
I
golfer,
seen him. That man transform.
Yes.
The way he treats his daughter, I model.
yeah.
If I like when if I have a daughter,
He's like the biggest
I
soccer
would love to
dad.
have a conversation with him.
Absolutely.
His daughter's homeschooled too, if I'm not
From
mistaken.
a Hoover Street crib.
He
to the
raises
golf
his
course?
kids. I love how he raises his daughter.
Please.
I really enjoy
I got
how he
another
raises his daughter.
question, but I'll
All right, this
I'll
has
save
been a
it
Need
for-
to Know podcast.
Save it for-
What you need to know, when you need to know on the Need to Know podcast. As always, please like, subscribe, comment. We love you all. Please don't take anything we said too personally today. It's for entertainment purposes, and we love you.
Allegedly, and I didn't mean anything unless you liked it.
That's a fact.
I didn't mean shit.
And if you think I said something wrong,
so if you
heard
clip it,
wrong.
I'm literally gonna go to this part and be like, I didn't mean anything, and then I'm gonna look at you like stupid.
I'm gonna put the groovy gorilla right next to your face.
Come on with that
my
shit,
God.
bro. Yo, you love
Yo, that ass. Nah, I'm not gonna hold you,
Yo,
bro.
he's gonna
doing
clip
that.
it, and then he's gonna clip you, being like, "What's wrong with you?"
Yeah, somebody chop and screw the groovy gorilla and Devon Terrell. Actually, I'm
Please don't,
gonna
'cause they
send.
really will.
No, that ass. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna send the groovy
and he put a
gorilla.
mask and a tail on.
No, I'm gonna
Jesus.
put. I'm
Y'all
gonna
hating.
send him your catalog, and I'm gonna ask him to pick whatever song he wants to
Put
groove to
behind
your
and
shit. Yeah.
groove to my shit.
Groove to
Yo,
your
Dev,
shit.
watch this. Yo, y'all
gonna
can
get a
bench, y'all can
you
bench
gonna
more
get
than
a
him.
repost?
Yo, Dev, we're going to end on this. Pierre Savon, y'all can bench more than him?
That's right. He'll
Absolutely.
whoop that ass.
Lying. This has
In
been
my
a Need to Know
mind.
podcast.
In
Your
my heart.
ass.
In my
I'm
heart.
aware of that too. When I talk on this podcast, I'm like, you might see that motherfucker.
Please. Please.
I've got in trouble on this podcast a lot.
Can't
I never
outweigh him,
told
but you
y'all.
talking about his dancing.
I'm gonna tell y'all one day.
Shut the fuck up.
I shovel snow.
I'm out of here.
Oh my God.
Gang.